What is Battle Court Jai-Alai? The world's fastest ball sport, and so much more. Jai-Alai is played inside a 3-wall court that measures just 120 feet long by 33 feet wide. The game is played with a hand-woven wicker basket called a cesta and a Jai-Alai ball. The ball is as hard as a rock, and it travels around the court at an average speed of 150 miles per hour. Players will crash into the sidewall or throw themselves onto the concrete ground without a single layer of padding just to get to it. Jai-Alai is like playing baseball if you had to catch and throw with just the gloved hand. And it's a rally sport, kind of like tennis, but much more dangerous.
Manny, there's a Karen Bradley on the move, breaking, he got there, blast the forehand, everybody out of the way, and Nicholas got hit by the ball.
Jai-Alai is played as a singles match or as a doubles match. The match winner is the first player or doubles pair to win 2 out of 3 sets played to 6 points.
Gaucheri up in the front court towards the inside. What a scoop!
What an amazing
by Douglas.
catch.
Gaucheri picks it up in the front court, whips it inside.
What another
one.
mate. Did it
He
again.
made it.
2 times back to back. That's freaking crazy.
Here's Gaucheri, 2-all return. Douglas reaching outside. Powerful forehand at the feet is missed for the
Point,
win.
set, and match.
Point, set, and match.
That's
Douglas.
respect.
Every point rally begins with a serve, then the players alternate catching and throwing the ball. While a point is being played, the ball can hit any of the court walls, but it cannot bounce twice on the ground. Simply put, the object of the game is to catch one more ball than your opponent, or better yet, to fire the ball so it can't be caught. When a player cannot successfully return the ball to the front wall, then 1 point is awarded to the opposition and the next rally begins with a new serve. A Battle Court game day consists of 6 matches, and the team that wins the most matches wins the day. Pick your favorite team, doubles pairing or singles player, and cheer for them all season long. Or up the ante and bet on it. Battle Court Jai-Alai allows for wagering on the matches, the sets, and each individual point. The ball is lethal, the game is lightning fast, and the action is limitless. This is Battle Court Jai-Alai.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Jai-Alai. Coming to you live from Jam Arena. Tonight's game day will feature the Fireballs and Cyclones. And with that, I'd like to welcome everybody back to another edition of the Spring 26 Battle Court season. I'm Andrew Bleckman, joined alongside Stu Nyman to bring you tonight's contest between the Fireballs and Cyclones. Stu, good to be back. It's been a few game days since we've been here.
Absolutely. You were out for one, then I was out for one. Great to be back.
Division 5 doubles, we'll get it started here. 1 singles and 5 doubles on the slate, beginning here with Lalu and Stan. And they're ready to take on Jedin and Unda. Lalu and Stan 3-1 this season. Jedin and Unda just 1-2. That only win coming against this Fireballs team.
Lalu comes back to the 8 line, makes a great stop. Here's the backhand by Unda. Stan now from the 10 line. Rabote, swing and a miss, midcourt, first point for the Fireballs, Lalu and Stan.
But what we've noticed, and especially after last night's game day, there's a lot of teams that are much different a month into the season than they were in early February.
There's the backhand. Rabote forehand. This one stopped. Powerful forehand by Unda, stopped by Lalu. Still playing deep. Rebote forehand by Jedden. Lalu. Powerful, powerful backhand. Look at Unda at the back wall. Stan, fine catch on the left side. Unda overhead, keeps it on the right side. Stand down from the 9 line. Right to the corner. Unda jumping up, makes a fantastic catch in the corner. Stands there, backhand from the 8. Unda again. Lalu, last one back. This one coming out. Rebote saved by Jedden.
Oh, look at that one. I know it's only been a point, but Stan looks as comfortable as we've ever seen him this season. I mean, he's making a ton of great catches already.
Definitely looks good here in the back. No question about it. Backhand by Stan, powerfully thrown, clearing the overhead screen. Rebote coming out to Jedden. Powerfully from the right side. Stan now on the forehand. Unda. Fine catch by Stan again. Here's the backhand. Unda reaches up high. Stan into the corner. That's a tip ball. 1-1. Jedden serves for the Cyclones.
So I'll get back to my thought I had after the first point. So a lot of these teams much different than they are from the beginning of the season to now. And the one that sticks out most is Lalu and Stan. I mean, really. First 2 game days, they were just kind of figuring it out, I mean, within this team. And they suffered a pretty significant loss to Jedden and Unda. I mean, it was 6-3, 6-1. Stan was getting beat up in the backcourt. What we've seen so far today, Stan making some good catches, allowing Lalu to play a little bit more free. If he can keep playing this way, you really like the Fireball's chances. It's just a matter of that consistency in the backcourt. Stan started the year about the low 80s in his catch rate. Now he's risen that to about 86.5%, so doing a nice job the last few weeks.
Unda lays another one up from the right side. Here's the backhand by Stan. Straight to the back wall, out to the rebote, forehand. Powerfully thrown by Jedden. Stan on the catch. Backhand. To the forehand of Unda. Stan passes one to the back wall. Rebote forehand by Jedden. Clean miss, but the point goes to Jedden and Unda of the Cyclones. Jedden has a serve.
Really all day yesterday, I felt like I was saying a ball that was crossing the sidewall, particularly ones thrown from the forehand that were giving guys trouble. And we've seen that all season. You know, it's cutting back inside, so there's a little bit of concern as to where the ball's going to cross. You're moving into the sidewall, worried about hitting it. Just a lot going on, and if they put it right on the numbers, it's a complicated catch, too.
Lalu picks the serve, drop shot, 1,
Yeah,
2 bounces, it scores. We're tied up 2-2. Lalu serves for the Fireballs.
Adding a little bit of offense here in this division. That was kind of the plan when they put Lalu down here in Division 5. One of the most interesting cases with the Costado because he doesn't throw it a whole lot, but when he does, you can almost guarantee that it's going to be a shot. This season, he's thrown 14 total Costados, and 13 of them have been shots. And another drop shot right there. Unda knew it. He was hanging deep in the backcourt, but Jen takes off to the net and hard to recover there inside.
Powerful, powerful serve by Lalu. Here's Unda on the backhand. Stands there. Big right side by Unda. Into the corner, out to the rebote. Lalu's on it. Cortada by Unda scores. A 3rd point for the Cyclones. Jedden and Unda, Jedden serves.
Well, that type of shot shows you that not only is Unda playing well, but he's seeing the court well. And he sees how far Lalu is to the outside. And look at where Stan is. I mean, he's beyond
for
the
his own
9 line
safety,
there.
I mean, he really needs to be out there.
Yeah. Especially with Unda winding it up. Cut off the swing a little bit, put it just above the pad. Perfect.
Rotate forehand by Jedden, crosses the wall. Stan's got it in the air. Here's the backhand. Unda lets it pass. Jedden goes to the floor. He makes a save. Powerful forehand will pass. Unda looking for the rebote. Good positioning. 2-all. Stop by Lalu. Lalu plays this one high, passing and scoring. We're all tied up, 3-3.
Heck of a return here by Unda. Look at this, going down to the ground, turns it into a 2-all. Frankly, for a moment, Stu, I thought that was going to score pretty easy. But Lalu was on it, makes a great stop. And look at this big right side, how that rebote doesn't really come out. It actually opens up even more. Well done.
The ace by Lalu will score. That's a 4th point for Lalu and Stan. Something that, of course, we'd seen previously with Lalu. This one coming in low and hard.
Yeah, last season, the league leader. This season, tied for 9th. That was his 6th ace. Make it 7.
Another ace by Lalu will score. Speaking of aces, that's 5 points for Lalu and Stan. Possible. Set point.
Well, he started the day with 5 aces. 2 in a row. He now moves himself into tie for 2nd most on the roster with 7. So again, it's that big right side. He crosses the sidewall, and as you noted, Stu, low on the sidewall makes it incredibly difficult. And he gets in there with the right side this time.
Lalu on the forehand. Big right side. Unda left side. Good catch by Stan. Here's the backhand. Rebote coming out to Jed. Forehand rebote beautifully played by Jed. Crossing the wall perfectly there. About the 8 line and scoring a 4th point for Jedden and Unda. Jed now has the serve.
Well, Jed with a little bit of a slow start in this match. Misses first forehand left side rebote attempt, but the forehand rebote is a little more reliable for him, and that one just puts it right on the sidewall. Could not have placed it any better. And those catches have giving these lower ranked backwarders like Stan trouble right on the sidewall from the forehand.
Fault over serve. Second serve must be good. Jed knowing that.
Oh, look at this.
Lalu's looking for the serve.
Oh, he went quick, huh?
Oh, Lalu went for the serve, tipped it, coming off the wall steep. We're at 5-5, set point. That serve a little bit different. Didn't have a lot on it, but clanked off the side wall.
And Lalu was thinking about ending the set right there. I mean, it was a little difficult catch. It was behind him. It was a little bit blind, but still at that speed, he's going to go for it all day long and expects to make the play.
Well, Jed certainly went for try to get zone ace in there on the first one.
Just like that, Stu. Comes down to this final point, set number 1.
Here's the backhand by Stan, wall to wall. Rebote coming out. Jed on the move. Lalu catch midcourt. Big backhand by Lalu. Rebote coming out. Jed on the rebote.
Oh, that's a good one. Oh,
that's a clean miss in the front court and a beautiful scoop in the back. Here's Unda. What a catch by Stan, pulling it off the wall to the forehand of Unda. It goes. Stan takes it overhead. Beautiful catch. Unda reaching up. Powerful forehand. Lalu playing deep. Powerful backhand follows. Unda coming out looking for the rebote. Rifles this forehand rebote.
Oh,
it is scooped up by Stan.
4 great catches in a row for Stan in the back.
Catch by Lalu. Wow.
Holy cow, Stu.
Yeah, that might have been the closest. The closest.
Oh, my. All right.
Point and set to Jedden and Unda. 4 minutes gone, 2 minutes gone, but we'll come back out, play our next set. Yeah,
Stu,
I think that really was I mean, you usually don't move.
Oh, boy.
It's like I've gotten so used to near-death ball here that... So,
it doesn't even
I mean,
phase
whoever doesn't have the ball, easiest way to put it, if you're in possession of the ball, has to give way.
Oh,
yeah, I mean, that's...
Oh, you got it. And a pretty good catch by Unda there on the side wall, but we weren't really focused on that. Yeah. All right, everyone's safe, though. Most important. And a big comeback there by the Cyclones, too. How about that? 3 straight points to steal that set away from the Fireballs. You know, the way the Fireballs played and Stan's catching, Lalu killing one for a drop shot, that was about as well as they've played all season. So if they couldn't close that one out, well, again, we'll see what they can do here in set number 2, but got to figure all the momentum on the side of the Cyclones right now. And it's a shame. I mean, Stan really played fabulous there in the back, and a couple misses late, I know, but how about the 4-5 catches that just get him to that point? You know, that's the thing with some of these backcourters. It's like, that one, I mean,
that one right there, that was
screamed.
such a clean miss. I mean, one, that's how fast the ball is moving. Is it's by Lalu before even he knows it's by him. No part of him where Cesta touches him. And then you see Stan throwing a Cesta out there. Look what I got.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Well, we'll give you the rest of the slate tonight. It's a heavy doubles day, only one singles match, 5 doubles. So up next, we'll go to Division 4. CRB and Ikeda will take on Ahiro and Bradley. Then our one singles match, Division 1, Nicholas against Manu. Followed by Division 3 doubles. That will be Arutia and Ikeda against Inaki and Unda. Then we'll see Division 2 with Lalu and Nicholas taking on Hiro and Manu. In the finale, Division 6. How about that, Stu? Division 6 doubles could potentially decide the game day today. Haven't seen that in a while. It'll be CRB and Stan against Jed and Bradley. Those are 6 matches.
Our second set. Lalu will have the serve the fireballs.
Unda felt like he really took over in the last third of that set. I mean, powerful right sides, about as hard as we've really ever seen him throw the ball, keeping it a little bit lower too.
I don't know how you can tell the difference apart from low, because like every ball he's ever thrown, ever since I've met him, looks like the last ball that's ever going to be thrown on any highlight court anywhere.
That is true also. Love his energy. Just a great addition to this team.
There's a serve. We begin. Lalu. Here's Stan on the backhand from the 9 line. Unda on the backhand lays it up. Lalu is there. Rebote coming out to Jedden. Jedden, another fine forehand rebote. Lalu moves to the outside, makes the catch. He goes high. And Unda makes the catch. Lalu calls for it. That made it. That counts. Jed on the run. Makes the catch. Straight back. Stan will keep it in play. Well done. Rebote coming out. Jed, another fine rebote. Here's the catch by Lalu. Made deep. Karam. Jed has his cest out there. Makes the play. There's a backhand by Stan. That hit the overhead screen, which is out of play. High energy first point. And the first point will go to Jedden. Unda. That catch by Jedden just phenomenal.
That's exactly what Jedden has to do. You know, he doesn't need to be a hero out there. He just has to make the plays that come to him. And Lalu's testing him with that Karam, throwing it hard, forcing Jedden to beat him outside. And I'll tell you what, he answered the question early on. Great left-sided catch after a switch from right to left.
Yeah, Jedden made a terrific catch. No question about it.
Look at Lalu. His toes on the underserve line. He's looking for one.
Unda up high, backhand from the 9. Stan advances.
Oh boy, not where you want the ball.
That ball kicks up. Stan makes the play. Rebote to the forehand of Jedden. Another fine forehand rebote. This one tipped at the side wall. A second point for Jedden and Unda of the Cyclones. Jedden serves. Jedden has been spot on. His rebotes have been perfect. He's getting them across the side wall, setting up very difficult catches for his opponents.
It was more than made up for that early miss. He's now scored 2 with the forehand rebote, and it looks as good as we've ever seen. Hard and right on the side wall.
Cortada into the pad, and the pad is most definitely bad. Third point for Jedden and Unda here in the second set. Jedden serves.
Look, I know obviously Stan was not trying to throw that ball on the pad, but consistently we see guys just aim a little bit too low. I mean, there's really no need to throw it just above the pad. Put it an inch, 2 higher, and just make sure it's safe.
Lalu.
Oh, boy. Too much.
Wow.
Wow, that was a different sound. Hit the rail up here.
That ball lands out of play on the back wall. They seldom hit that high. That's a 4th point for Jedden and Unda. Jedden serves.
It's unfortunate because you lose the point, but it's pretty cool because you have a lot of power.
Well, yeah, Lalu's got no shortage of power on either side. Fault underserve. Second serve must be good.
I'm sure he would trade it for the point, though. But, I mean, maybe a handful, 3 or 4 balls that have touched that back wall and out of play.
Lalu picks the serve. Elo, scooped up by Jedden.
Jedden's all over it.
Robote.
Uh-oh. Unda, yeah, there you go.
Stan advances to make the catch, tries to get it up high. Unda back into position, makes the play. Stan, great catch in front of the 10. On the wall. All the way into the corner. What a snag by Unda.
That's a tough one.
Powerful throw.
Oh, this isn't staying in.
Lands out of play. That is 5 straight points for Jedden and Unda in this second set. This is possible. Match point. Jedden and Unda have played for the most part flawlessly. Stan's done a great job. Lalu hasn't been able to get anything going here, but Jedden and Unda.
Well, think
great.
about the points for the fireballs. A missed rebote by Jedden, 2 aces, 1 drop shot, and then only 1 other point. And outside of that, it's been all Cyclones.
Stan on the catch. Here's the backhand. And again on the right side. Lalu from the 9 line. Powerful backhand. Rebote coming up the middle. Jedden, forehand rebote. Catch in the air by Lalu. Outside placement will score. There'll be no shutout in the second set. Lalu and Stan are on the board with a point. Lalu serves. If I'm Lalu, I'm going with as much power on the serve as I can possibly generate.
Well, absolutely, and I'm also wondering why exactly it's taken 2 sets and down 5-0 to start throwing a couple more shots. I mean, you got to put pressure, put points up on the board somehow, and that's an underserve.
Fault underserve. Second serve must be good.
But he's thrown more shots here late in the second set than he's thrown in the first, 12 points? I mean, the reason Lalu's on this team is to be that killer up in the front, and just haven't seen it to that effect yet.
Unda from the right side, lays one up. Stan takes it in the air. Unda, difficult catch against the back wall. Unda again with a hop. Can't hold on to this one. 2 points for Lalu and Stan. They have 2 points. Still possible match point for Jedden and Unda. Yeah, jumping at the back wall, particularly difficult.
A little life for the fireballs and then an ace.
The ace for Lalu gives them 3 points. Lalu serves.
Now you get it to 5-3, and this is the same deficit that the Cyclones overcame in set 1. So now I started to believe a little bit if you're the fireballs. Helps when you got that nice serve from Lalu, can get a quick point. Needs another one right here, at least one of these next 2 to give him a shot.
Beautiful catch by Unda. Rebote, left side, up the middle. Catch by Unda. He rifles this one. What a scoop by Stan deep in the backcourt. Stan again, backhand from the 9. To the back wall, out to the rebote on the inside. Jed's there. Lalu's calling for it. Plays it inside, Unda to the inside. Good pickup. Catch by Lalu. Backhand from midcourt to the back wall. Rebote coming out.
Oh. Almost clipped Stan off.
Stan on the forehand. To the inside. Crossing the wall. Unda picks it up. Lalu to the outside. Jed, beautiful catch. Makes the stop. Crossing the wall. Stan, good positioning. Stops the return. This one high and inside. Rebote coming out. Unda's on it. Lalu takes it in the air. Outside placement again. Scooped up by Jedden. Lalu calling for the rebote. Hard to the inside. Unda stops it. Stan on the catch. Backhand. Here's the backhand by Stan again. Unda has it on the forehand. Lalu, backhand. Hard to the back wall, out to the rebote. Jedden looking for the rebote on the forehand. Saves another one. Here's Stan from the 8. High and hard to the back wall. Rebote again for Jedden. Lalu reaching behind him. Powerful backhand follows. Rebote coming out. Forehand rebote by Jedden. Headed to the corner. Dropping in at the wall. Lalu makes a save. Here's Unda. Rebote tipped in the front court. That is a 4th point for Lalu and Stan. Of the fireballs, still possible match point here for Cyclones. Lalu serves.
Yeah, look, Unda definitely called him off outside, but if you're Jedden and that ball comes right to your forehand, the way he's been playing today, and particularly with his catching, I mean, you just got to make that catch. And no reason to let it pass to Unda.
And Jed's
maybe a little distracting.
Flawlessly.
Yeah.
Jed's just playing so well.
I can't imagine if a guy's screaming as you're trying to catch it would be helpful in any way. But again, still one that Jedden believes that he should bring in 10 times out of 10.
Here's a catch by Unda, powerful backhand. Stan, tough catch off the wall. Rebote coming out to Jedden, floating. Jedden makes a save, fine save on the Rebote. Floater picked up by Lalu. Lalu to the outside, that will score. We're at 5-5 in the second set. This is set point. So if Lalu and Stan of the Fireballs win this point, we'll go on to a 3rd and decisive set. If Jedden and Unda win this, we're done.
What I love about Lalu's play these last couple points is he's been a lot more aggressive. He's thrown a couple more shots. He's put pressure on the defense. Get Jedden on the move. Going to see a couple more misses. Here we are at 5-5, and this would be an amazing comeback by the Fireballs. Good serve, but Unda's got it.
Difficult catch by Lalu at the 8 line. Powerful backhand. Rebote coming out to the inside. Jedden's there. We have a swing and a miss. Point and set to Lalu and Stan. We'll move on to a 3rd and final set in just 2 minutes. Wow.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Stu, I got to be honest. I don't know if I saw that one coming. I mean, the way that the Fireballs were playing, it didn't look like they had anything going, and all of a sudden, you know, that's kind of why you have Lalu on this team. I mean, you go out there, can get you 6 points in a row, and Stan, give him credit too in the back. They were testing him late, and he made every catch that came his way.
No question that Stan's catching has just improved significantly, even over the course of this season. You know, making the transition with the new ball to the new court dimensions, new court composition. You really can't compare the two other than the fact that it's highlight. It's highlight. We use a Sestina ball. There's 3 walls. The rules are the same. You have costados, right side, left side. You know, that stuff.
Right.
All of that's the same. Pretty much everything else. The height, 2 feet wider, 6 feet longer. Pretty much everything else is different.
Yeah, that's why we've seen some teams that have looked different from the first week and have kind of, or some teams that have kind of been on the opposite trajectory where they started off a little bit stronger and have kind of fallen off as teams have gotten better and more experience on this court. But look, for Jedden and Unda, it was funny in one of the interviews that Unda had, he's like, I didn't really know how this pairing was going to go, but so far it seems to be doing well. I mean, 2 really strong personalities. When things are going great, that's awesome. It's kind of like, but when things are not going so well, how do they communicate and get back on track? That's really the key for this team, and it doesn't get more brutal than dropping 6 straight points with a match that you felt like you were going to close out right there.
Even that was the case, I do have to say that, this is probably some of the best that I've seen Jedden play. And I find myself saying that about a variety of different players as we progress. It's just a statement of fact. They're all, I'd say pretty much everyone is playing better. But Jedden just now, how few balls he missed, how many rebotes he made, how well he threw them. Very impressive.
Now let's see here. We've played the maximum through 2 sets. 3rd set will decide it here. Jedden and Unda coming over to each other, just talking it out before we begin the set. It'll be the Cyclones with the serve.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to begin our 3rd and final set. First team to reach 6 points will win this match. Jedden has the serve for the Cyclones.
We'll ask our guy over at Rebote Analytics, but I don't know how many 6-point comebacks we've had, or down 5-0 and you come back and win the set 6-5. That few and far between, if we've ever seen it.
Here's the backhand by Stan, caught by Unda deep. Big backhand by Lalu. Rebote kicks all the way out. Jedden sends this one to the outside. Lalu calls the rebote, plays it up the middle. Unda's there. Right side, passing to the rebote. Lalu to the inside. Unda forehand from the 7. And again, this time from deep in the backcourt. Keeps it high. Lalu's there. Backhand from the 8 line. Jedden adjusts and makes a fantastic save. Lalu winds up, fires it outside, and it scores. First point of the decisive 3rd set goes to Lalu and Stan of the Fireballs. Lalu serves.
And I just like the brand of highlight that Lalu's played the last set and a half now. I mean, just throwing the ball to the outside, throwing a couple more shots, and allowing the lower-ranked player to beat you. I think there's so many times when we watch battle court matches where there's just guys going through the motions and not a ton of strength, just throwing it back, putting it along the wall, doing the simple things. Look, down 5-0, they had to switch it up. They won 6 straight points, got the first one here. Expect Lalu to keep it going, foot on the gas.
Unda from the backhand to the inside. Stan with a tip ball at the sidewall. We're tied up 1-1. Jedden serves.
And that's a freebie. You know, the Cyclones have done a ton of damage when Unda and Jedden have both gotten it to the right side. And this time, just a left-sided catch from the backhand of Unda that Stan dropped. Pick the serve, though. Oh, and a drop shot. That's going to be a second for the Fireballs. Again, that serve coming right to Unda, though. I mean, no question. Front part of the box, right to his forehand. Jedden's deep, Unda's deep. Throw this where your opponent is not.
Here's the backhand by Unda. Stan at the back wall, keeps it on the left side. Rebote to the inside at the side wall. That's a great save by Jedden. Lalu moves in on it. Portada, low and hard, will score. A 3rd point for Lalu and Stan here in the 3rd set. Lalu has the serve.
And then that's perfect. You know, even if Unda makes that catch on his right side, he's not going to be able to do a ton of damage with it. It's coming in very low. He doesn't have full control. Just playing it into the backcourt and allowing Unda to cut you up with the right side did not work out all too well. And another ace.
The ace by Lalu takes the Fireballs to 4 points. Lalu serves.
I mean, that's now his 4th in this match. So, I mean, about half the front quarters this season don't even have more than 4 aces on the entire year, and Lalu's matching that total right here. Uh-oh.
Difficult catch by Unda. Here's the backhand. Powerfully thrown. Stan now from the backhand and out to the rebote. Rebote saved by Jedden. Stands there, backhand. Unda at the back wall makes a difficult catch. Here's Lalu from the 7. Rebote. Rebote forehand by Jedden. Lalu from the 7, backhand. Straight to the back wall, out to the rebote, coming to the side wall. Jedden makes another fine save. Here's Lalu. To the outside it goes. Oh, Unda makes the catch, fires the carom in to score. Well done. 2 points for Jedden and Unda off Unda's carom. Jedden serves.
Yeah, just poor execution on this outside placement. There should never be a time where Unda catches it on his right side with Lalu trapped. You know, you
in
just
the middle of the court,
get it too far outside or just not there. I mean, Unda's been killing him with the right, and again, first carom attempt lands perfectly to score.
Stan advances to make the catch. Here's the backhand. Unda up high. High and hard to the front wall. Dropping down. Lalu going for the save. That caught the side wall and dropped. That is short. 3 points. for Jedden and Unda. The Fireballs with 4. Jedden serves. First to 6 will win the match.
In this season, I mean, in Divisions 5 and 6, they've been games of runs. I mean, we saw a 5-point run in set 2, then 6-point run by the Fireballs. And set 3 here, Fireballs get out to an early lead, and the Cyclones just chipping away. That's all they have to do, and now just one away from tying it up.
Catch by Stan. Here's the backhand. Powerfully thrown. Rebote coming to the inside, dropping. Jedden, great save. Lalu takes that on the bounce. Sends it. Catch overhead by Unda. Lalu from the left side. Backhand, powerfully thrown. Rebote. Rebote forehand by Jedden. Unda comes out, makes the Rebote save. Lalu is on it. Backhand to the inside, and Unda cannot hold on. That is a 5th point for Lalu and Stan of the Fireballs. It is possible match point.
Unda a little bit out of position because he had to save the Rebote on the previous throw. Lalu gave him really no time to rest, gets the backhand off quick, and look at, he's moving back, puts it right on the wall. That's just an extremely difficult catch. Had it for a moment, but never controlled it.
Unda on the backhand, little clip. Caught on the forehand of Lalu. Lalu low and hard, crossing the wall. What a pickup by Unda. Lalu gets in there, backhand from the 7. High and hard to the back wall. Jedden looking for the Rebote. Rebote forehand by Jedden. Catch by Stan. Lalu from the forehand. Cortado with a lighter touch.
Oh, that's
2 bounces ruled before
Yeah.
Unda made the catch.
Wow.
Point set in a hard-fought match for Lalu and Stan of the Fireballs.
One of the more improbable comebacks you're going to see, down 5-0 in set 2. Lalu and Stan come back to win match number 1 on this Fireballs and Cyclones game day. What a start. Coming up next, we'll go over to Division 4, but let's take a look here at this. Always got to make sure. 1, and there's the second bounce just before it gets in the basket. 6-3. Fireballs take it in the 3rd set. CRB and Ikeda against Hyro and Bradley. Coming up next, Division 4 doubles.
As soon as that highlight ball leaves the cesta, you can't blink because every second is packed with action. Keep up with the world's fastest ball sport all game day long with bets on the matches, the sets, and each individual point. Find your favorite team or player and get in on the action with DraftKings, the official sports betting partner of the World Jai-Alai League. The crown is yours.
Take a look at that game day score, reflecting the win by Lalu and Stan. Now 4-1 on the season, playing in Division 5. Coming off of a loss, I mean, what was that, the second match this team played together? Yeah, against Jedden and Unda, and here they are, 2 wins in a row, getting the Fireballs on the board. They're over in the cage, ready to go. Let's hear from Lalu and Stan after that win. Boy, congratulations, guys. I mean, what a comeback it was. Down 5-0 in set number 2. You go on a 6-point run. Was there anything that shifted, even mindset-wise, when you're down 5-0 to spark the run late?
I think we always knew we could do it. It was just a matter of believing in ourselves, and the team on the side was cheering us up and giving us advice. So just believing in ourselves.
Yeah, and for you, Lalu, a little bit more aggressive with the shots. How are you feeling about the way that you were throwing them today to give your team that win?
Yeah, the serve is very important for the Division 5. I don't know. The serve is very important, yes.
Awesome.
You're right. The serve is very important.
Absolutely. You did a great job and great catching back there, Stan. Great team win for you guys. Thank you.
With a serve like that, he doesn't need to worry about the interview. He's
No,
fine.
absolutely. 4 aces in one match. That's pretty good.
It
All
is.
right, up next, Division 4, CRB and Ikeda. They get a chance at Hyro and Bradley here. Tough team for the Cyclones. Jairo and Bradley 2-2 to start off the season. CRB and Ikeda, slow start for them, 0-4. Still looking for that first win. You got CRB up in the front court, Ikeda here in the back. So much firepower, particularly from the right side with this Cyclones team. Jairo and Bradley rank 1 and 2 in terms of forehand rate on the roster. Bradley throws about 68% of the time, and Jairo 67%. So Fireballs know what's coming. See if they can stop it.
We're ready to begin our next match. CRB will have the serve for the Fireballs. CRB serves, Jairo picks it, sends the costado to the outside, and it scores. First point this match for Jairo and Bradley, the Cyclones.
Well, guys are starting to figure out if they get it on the costado off the serve, the back quarter moves up. At the other facility, if you sent it over their head, the rebote would always come out. Here, that ball's going to die if it hits the back wall, or it's going to leave a very difficult rebote. So these guys can't just overcommit to the drop shot from the backcourt. They really have to respect the back wall, too. And Ikeda didn't there. You love Ikeda's energy because he's going to try to chase down every day out of them.
Fault under serve. Second serve must be good.
Plays with a ton of heart. Yeah, he's not going to let any ball drop that he thinks he can get to.
He does. I always find the matchup of CRB and Jairo in the front court against each other an interesting phenomena. Ikeda on the catch. Here's the backhand. Oh, what a scoop by Bradley on the forehand. Ikeda's there.
He's been playing great this year and been making scoops like that in the corner. How about it?
Jairo backs up, makes the catch. Ikeda on the back wall from the forehand. Ikeda now in the corner. Backhand. High to the front wall. Bradley makes the catch. Big right side to the forehand of Ikeda. Ikeda now backhand. Keeps it high. That clears. Bradley on the right side. Crossing. Picked up on the bounce deep in the backcourt by Ikeda. Here's Jairo. Ball right on the wall and scoring 2 points for Jairo and Bradley of the Cyclones. Jairo serves.
Boy, that forehand crossed, what, just in front of the 10 line there as Ikeda was backing up into the corner. That's exactly where you want to be placing these balls. Late contact with the side wall right as the guy's trying to make a catch. I mean, we've seen double-digit 30, 40 misses the last couple game days on those types of throws. And with a team that throws as many right sides as the Cyclones, a little bit more susceptible and more opportunities to make those right on the wall. Miscommunication, but they got it.
Bote saved by Jairo. Here's CRB. Sending one out to the rebote. Ikeda on the forehand from the 8. Ikeda on the catch. Bradley takes it on the bounce overhead. Ikeda from the right side, high and hard to the front wall. Jairo goes wall to wall from the left side. CRB looking for the rebote. Jairo follows it to the outside, catches it in the air, throws the cortada. That scores. It's a third point for Jairo and Bradley. Jairo has the serve.
Again, most of the kills from Jairo are going to come from that right side, so you're thinking mostly cortadas, some drop shots too. I mean, he's third. He's thrown 11 cortada kills this season. Kill rate just above 35%. So again, 1 out of 3 basically, a little bit more than that.
Yeah, CRB should probably keep it away from his right side.
Yeah, you don't want to be clipping these rebotes. Again, against this entire Cyclones team, it's important for the Fireballs to keep the ball as close to the sidewall as they can, to not get it to the right side. That's where they do all their damage, especially this team, Hyro and Bradley.
Bradley moves in, makes a great catch. That's a hard forehand. A bullet going to the corner, and Ikeda stops it. Catch by Bradley. Karam stopped, but not held on to by CRB. A 4th point for Hyro and Bradley. Hyro serves.
Look, CRB hasn't been all too involved in this match yet, and gets a pretty good opportunity to kill one off of a Karam. Comes right to him, just dropped it. CRB has really kind of struggled a bit coming over with the transition to the new court.
Yeah, throughout the season, I was...
Not a lot of shots. I mean, Robote consistent, but not doing much with it.
Here's the catch by Ikeda. Backhand. Stopped on the forehand of Bradley. Bradley high and hard. Caught in the air by Ikeda. Here's Hyro on the backhand from the 7 line. Right to the corner, out to the Robote. CRB, forehand Robote. Laid up. Hyro's got it. Robote to the inside. CRB makes a save. Hyro keeps it on the right side. Cortada. That is caught before the second bounce by Ikeda. Well done. Bradley makes the stop in the backcourt. Robote save by Ikeda. Safely played. Hyro's there. CRB, Robote at the side wall. Hyro's moving in. Cortada with a soft touch in CRB's basket, but he cannot hold on. A 5th point for Hyro and Bradley. Hyro serves. Possible set point.
And frankly, the Cyclones have just been killing the Fireballs on all these points so far. They've taken control with their power from both Hyro and Bradley, and it's just very defensive for the Fireballs. I mean, doing all they can to stay in these points, but they're basically just surviving out there, throw to throw, and eventually Hyro and Bradley are just going to kill them as they have through these first 5 points. 6-1, 6-3 the first time these two matched up, and now 5 straight points for the Cyclones here in set 1.
Powerful forehand by Bradley. Caught in the air by Ikeda. Hyro from midcourt sends it back. Ikeda takes it in the air at the 10 line. Hyro throws the Karam. That scores. Point and set to Hyro. And Bradley. 2 minutes go on the board. Come back out.
Six straight points there for the Cyclones. And a 2-all from Hyro to close it out. Only the 2nd successful 2-all he's thrown this season, and that was a good one. Let's take a look at those season standings, folks. Jam-packed at the top. Well, the Warriors added 1 more point yesterday after their win over the Renegades. So now the Warriors, after they were at the bottom of the standings.
Was that a play on words?
No.
Jam-packed?
Darn, I wish I could take credit for it.
Take credit for it.
4 points there for Warriors up at the top, tied with the Chargers and Cyclones. And then the 3-way tie for 4th place down there between the Renegades, Devils, and Fireballs. One important thing to note with those standings is the game days played. Chargers, Devils, Fireballs, and Renegades all have 8 game days remaining. The Cyclones have 9, and the Warriors have 7. So the Warriors have played an extra game day at least compared to most teams, and 2 more than the Cyclones. Always important to note. But at the end of the regular season, it will be 15 full game days per team.
And this is the most amount of ties that we've ever had in game days, correct?
Yeah, most amount of ties for sure.
And any season since we were able to tie.
Yeah, and the closest it's been through about the halfway point of the season, too. I mean, we've never seen something like this. I mean, 1 point separating first to last. I mean, every team has a very legitimate shot at making the playoffs. And the Cyclones hoping to repeat. This is a team that won the championship last season. They brought back 4 of their 6 players from that championship team. And the one they added is Bradley here, who's been tremendous out on this court. It's been a huge addition. And the other was Jedden in Division 6. And that team has done well. And Bradley and Jedden have both played pretty well individually.
They've done great. And the Cyclones fans, my goodness, everywhere.
Some of the most
California.
passionate.
Oh, my God.
Well, every game day, you know what I do now? Every game day,
Yeah.
I listen to Nasty Nate and his podcast because he always talks highlight. So whenever the Cyclones play, I save it for those days, and then I get some good stuff for the broadcaster. It gives me some good thoughts, at least. I appreciate the work you do, Nate, and all the Clone Cartel.
I usually just stop by the pharmacy on my way to the building, and everything seems to be okay after that.
That'll do it, too.
We're ready to begin our second set. CRB has a serve for the Fireballs. CRB serves, we begin. Here's a catch by Bragley. A powerful forehand goes high and hard to the back wall. Touches the sidewall. CRB makes a save. Scoop attempt is tipped. First point of the second set goes to CRB and Ikeda of the Fireballs. CRB serves.
Yeah, look, one that Hyro definitely did not need to go for. He was thinking about killing it. After you win 6-0, it's probably one that you try to scoop up and don't worry about the result, but we'll settle in here. Ikeda out of the way.
Rebote left side by CRB to the inside. Bragley is there. Big backhand. Rebote coming out. That's going to land in and score. 2 points for CRB and Ikeda. CRB serves. Little head nod by CRB after that. It's just like tells you everything you need to know.
That's exactly where he wanted to put it. And look, you really can't defend that shot. It's going towards the crack. You don't know whether it's going inside or outside. And Bradley's quick, and even that one got by him.
Bragley from the forehand. Powerfully. To the back wall. Rebote coming out. CRB's on it. It's a 2-all. Hyro gets out there, stops it. Beautiful catch by Hyro. Ikeda on the bounce. Makes the catch. Looks for Picada. It's cut off by Hyro, who came cross court to make the play. Forehand by CRB. Lay it up. Hyro's got it. Hard to the inside it goes, and Ikeda's there. Ikeda at the 10 line. Beautiful catch on the right side. Forehand play to pass. It is not coming out. That's a third point for CRB and Ikeda. CRB has the serve.
Yeah, look, well, after winning 6-0, obviously you could get complacent. And with Hyro scooping one up in the front court, that seemed to be the case for this team. It's like, look, we just won 6-0. It wasn't much of a contest. We feel pretty good. They were okay giving a point away. Well, now it's 2 more points, and you're looking at 3-0 and 4-0. And you could be going to a third set where anything could happen.
That's an ace for CRB. 4 points for the Fireballs. CRB serves.
In any sport, you know, complacency's a killer, and they just got to get out of this right here. Hyro's pushing. I mean, he's working hard tracking down some of these 2-walls, but, I mean, not putting any points up on the board.
Hyro picks the serve from the costado to the outside. Oh, Ikeda's there, juggling on the catch of Ikeda. There'll be no shutout in the second set. Hyro and Bragley are on the board with the point. Hyro has the serve. So Hyro snags a rare costado. He's trying to change things up. It's good to see.
Got to find a way to put points on the board. Got to do some different stuff. And look, Ikeda's could get.
No,
pretty
he read
catchable.
it.
I mean, it's pretty catchable by standards of the costado to the outside. I mean, it's there. It's rolling up into the hand.
And that's allowed, but it did bobble before it rolled up into the hand. Here's the backhand by Ikeda. Bragley from the 9 line. Rebote left side, goes to the outside. Hyro picks it up on the bounce. Oh, my goodness. A hard throw from the forehand of Hyro will score. 2 points for Hyro. And Bragley, Hyro serves. Yeah, oh my goodness, was that, I think we're both watching the same thing as the ball seemed to be following not Ikeda Sesta, but rather Ikeda.
Yeah. He gave a one-hand effort, but that was really all he could do. I mean, just
while
trying to get out of the way.
I mean, get your body out of the way, get your Sesta in position. There's the backhand. Powerful forehand. Low and hard. This one's scooped up by Ikeda. Ikeda looks to pass. He does. Rebote saved by Jairo. Ikeda looks to pass. That's stopped by Bragley and a beautiful catch. Jairo has this on the right side. He goes deep. Ikeda backs up, makes the catch in the air. Forehand from the 9 line. Jairo's there. This one passes. Rebote shoots out. CRB on the rebote. Mid-court. Bragley advances, makes the catch. Rebote forehand by Jairo. Back to the inside. Ikeda advances. Powerful right side. Caught by Bragley. Ikeda. Rebote save. A little late notice, but Ikeda makes the catch. This one's crossing the wall. Jairo calls for it. Another save. Low and inside. CRB's there, makes the catch.
Oh, no.
Drops it inside. Jairo gets there. Here's the backhand right up the wall. Rebote save. Passes Jairo. Big bounce. Will score.
Look at that.
5 points for CRB and Ikeda. Possible set point.
Well, Ikeda's placement of these forehands has been just perfect the last 5 or 6 points. He's going high, crossing the sidewall, and dropping him about a few feet in front of Bragley and forcing a very difficult rebote save for Jairo. It's been pretty consistent. Again, rewarded with the point. Oh, my. Oh, no. Didn't have it.
Point and set for the Fireballs. CRB and Ikeda will move on to a third and final set in just 2 minutes.
Well, here we go. Split set situation once again. Cyclones dominated the first set, but the Fireballs not so fast. They take set 2.
It wasn't, and it's not a question of complacency. Things were happening in terms of the movement of the ball that threw the Cyclones off.
Yeah, absolutely. Later. Yeah, for sure.
We're not talking about the power that we saw in the first, in the first match coming from the forehand of Lalu. Just the ball was moving a little bit just differently. Ikeda's consistent catching. Bragley had some misses that he didn't have there in the first set. Jairo's costado. I mean, for years we've been talking, Jairo, throw more costados. Jairo, why don't you try throwing more? And he's like, no. And he seems to get punished every time he does throw one. There was that high one, that clink, clink.
Yeah. Well, it's just amazing the intensity, but also, Ikeda is such a grinder. Every point. He will stand there. Doesn't matter how tough the competition is. And again, frankly, a little bit overmatched here. CRB and Ikeda against Jairo and Bragley. It was 6-0 in the first set. Jairo and Bragley dominated the first matchup. We're all thinking the same thing. All right, this is going to be a quick second set. We're going to go over to match 3.
Yeah, Jairo had already been playing probably 15, 16 years, amateur and professional, before CRB picked up his set.
Right. Exactly. And then CRB toe-to-toe in the front court. Got a couple of shots early on, which got him some points. And then Ikeda taking control the rest of the way. It felt like the Cyclones played a little bit, I don't know exactly the right word, but a little bit more scared. Just really not taking control of these points, like just not passing and blasting
Tenuous.
it,
Tenuous as far as the positioning was concerned. That was all about positioning. If you go back and look at that set, positioning was off.
Right, yeah, and Jairo, how many rebotes did he have to save back here at the 9 line? Like 5 or 6 of them, which we didn't see one in the first set, to your point. So third set to decide it here. You still got to favor the Cyclones here, but that's why they play the game. You never know what could happen. And 6-2, quite the set there by the Fireballs.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to begin our third and final set to determine the winner of this match. Jairo has a serve for the Cyclones.
And if somehow the Fireballs can win this match, to lead 2-0 through the first 2 would be some of the most incredible play to start off a game day we've seen.
There's a backhand by Ikeda. Powerful forehand by Bragley, goes wall to wall.
Oh my.
Haro goes for the save. He makes it. Just gets there, flips it up in one motion. That ball glides along the wall. Ikeda trying to pass. He won't pass Bragley. Forehand. Ikeda's in the front. Stops it. Here's the backhand. Here's the catch and the return. Haro on the catch, scopes out the court. Cortada, stopped by Ikeda. Excellent play by both teams. First point of this third set will go to Haro and Bragley.
And kind of back to what we saw in the first set. You know, Cyclones in control, Haro aggressive with the right side and eventually shooting a cortada. You know, we've seen this recipe. How does a great team get beaten by a team, you know, probably well below their level? They just try to outcatch him, and they don't attack. And right there, Haro attacking with the cortada, throwing a shot, and it gets him on the board. Well done.
Fault, underserve. Second serve must be good. Here's the backhand by Ikeda. Ikeda now from the forehand. Haro, fine catch at the 7 line. Here's the backhand. Ikeda in the corner, tip ball. That was going to be a tough catch anyway. Second point for Haro and Bragley.
And that's exactly where the Cyclones want Ikeda to be catching the ball. He's backing up towards the back wall. Even if he does make that play, not going to be able to pass from that deep in the corner. They've been pretty patient throughout, and that's exactly how the Cyclones want to play. Now 2-0 to begin set 3.
The low hard serve is stopped by Ikeda. He puts that on the wall the whole way to the back wall. Ikeda calls CRB off, sends it deep, crossing the wall, and scoring. It's a point for CRB and Ikeda. CRB serves.
Well, if you want to test Bradley, you definitely have to go for that left side. His forehand catch rate this year is about 87.5%. You go to the backhand, it's a little bit lower, towards 85. Got to play the percentages, and Ikeda got him there.
Haro picks that serve. Here's the backhand right to the corner, out to a low rebote. Ikeda makes a save. Haro's got it. Backhand, midcourt. Ikeda's up, makes a stop. Haro at the side, close to the sidewall. Here's the backhand. Cortada with a light touch will score. Excellent positioning by Haro. That's a third point for Haro and Bragley of the Cyclones.
And look, the 2-on-1 stuff just does not work out here at Jam Arena. I mean, the other facility you could do it, but out here, see how much space there was to the inside? I mean, Ikeda, you just can't do it all. Can't play the back and front wall. Got him there.
Fault, underserve. Second serve must be good. Here's the catch by Jairo.
Yep, got it.
Cortada scores. A 4th point for Jairo and Bragley. Jairo serves.
Well, again, we'll go back to this previous point. Ikeda cannot defend the back and front wall, and I'm not sure what CRB's doing over there on the wood, particularly against Jairo, who doesn't throw any 2-walls or really anything to the outside. He's got to cover a little bit of space here. Ikeda's just killing himself out there, and he's like, I mean, I can't get that before the second bounce, even if I had Bradley's arm length. And foot speed.
You personally?
No, that's what Ikeda's saying to himself.
That's Ikeda's position.
Me, I would have been stuck to the floor. Probably gotten hurt on the way up there.
Fault, underserve, second serve, must be good.
But just back to what we saw in set number 1. I mean, the Cyclones taking control, and they
Absolutely.
don't seem
their
afraid
game.
at all in this
playing
second
their game.
set.
Playing their game. Hard, fast, move your opponents around, get it to CRB.
And just relentless. I mean,
Yes.
Don't take it easy. Just keep it going until the end. We've seen it's very difficult to get that 6th point today.
Fault, over serve. Second serve must be good. That was a double fault. A 2nd point for CRB and Ikeda. CRB serves.
Rare double fault for Jairo. I think that's the first maybe in his career.
Powerful forehand by Bragley. Caught in the air by Ikeda. Big backhand by Jairo. Ikeda comes out from the 10 line. Forehand to the inside. Tipped at the side wall. That's a 3rd point for CRB and Ikeda of the Fireballs. CRB serves.
I think we're back to scary close territory for the Cyclones. I mean, within a point, 4-3. I mean, Fireballs can do this.
Oh, it can happen. I would just be a little on the surprise side, but I've been surprised before.
Oh,
that ball is tipped.
Oh, my.
4-4 is the score. CRB serves.
Starting to feel it now. 4-4, 3 straight points for the Fireballs. They are right back in this match. And another good serve for CRB, trying to take Bradley to the outside. He's got it again. See if he can make the catch. He can't.
That ball is missed on the forehand of Bragley.
Oh,
5 points for
goodness.
CRB and Ikeda. Possible match point.
Back-to-back aces, and see if he can hit the trifecta here, Stu. He's got the same type of serve, but he handles.
Powerful forehand by Bragley. Catch by Ikeda. Here's the backhand. Jairo from midcourt. To the inside.
Right to him.
Ikeda with a spectacular catch behind the 9.
But it's right to him, Stu. I don't get that. And again, this one's going to pass, but Ikeda's on the rebote.
Ikeda on the rebote. He makes a save. Jairo at the 6th line from the forehand. Headed to the corner. Ikeda takes it in the air.
It's not been a lack of chances for the Cyclones. It's just been poor execution at times, but they still have a good chance to win.
Rebote for CRB. This one's caught by Bragley. Bragley powerfully on the forehand. Caught by Ikeda. Here's the backhand. That's on the wall the whole way. Rebote saved by Jairo. Ikeda takes it on the bounce. Difficult catch. Back to the inside. On the wall. Jairo's there. Ikeda from the forehand. Jairo. Backhand from the 7. To the corner. Tremendous catch by Ikeda. He plays this one high. Jairo further back. Cortada. Ikeda reads it. Advances. Forehand back. Bragley makes the catch. Catch by Ikeda. Jairo on the forehand. Back against the wall. Big right side. Rebote. CRB makes a save. It's dropping. Bragley has it on the forehand. Powerful forehand by Bareilles. Here's Ikeda. That ball's caught. Ikeda down low. Bareilles goes to the outside, makes the catch. Powerful forehand crosses.
Ikeda.
That clears the overhead screen. Here's the catch by Bareilles. Low and hard to the inside. Ikeda is there.
That was not an easy catch. It crossed the wall late.
Powerful, powerful throws. Stopped by Ikeda. Jairo makes the catch. Here's the backhand from the 7 line.
We got Urrutia.
Wall to wall. Robote's coming out.
Urrutia screaming behind us. I think someone just told him to be quiet. Might be a little distracting for Ikeda.
Robote forehand saved by CRB. Jairo's moving in.
Watch it.
Cortada.
Oh,
Read
he
by
got there.
Ikeda, stopped by Ikeda. Outside placement, scooped up by Jairo. Jairo sends it to the inside. It's dropping, it scores. It's 5-5. This is match point.
I'll tell you what, Stu. What a point that was. Down 5-4. Ikeda had an opportunity to end it with the outside placement, and Jairo scooped it right up. Take a look at this sequence. It stays elevated. He's on the outside placement. Jairo knows it. Scoop. Ooh, that was close.
Everything about that point was close.
Wow, what a throw that was into the corner. And CRB, no chance at that rebote for the chick check. Just dropping down. So it comes down to this, 1 point to decide this second match. And again, very clearly two teams with different expectations here. This would be an improbable win for the Fireballs, and it would be a devastating loss to the Cyclones, especially after what we saw in the first match of the day where they let one slip. Boy, they need this, do the Cyclones.
Ikeda makes the catch. Here's the backhand. Robote coming out. Jairo has the Robote, sends
that's
it.
out. Oh, my
that
goodness.
lands out of play.
What a
Point set
win.
and a hard-fought match for CRB and Ikeda, taking it in the third set. 6-5.
And CRB lifting.
No,
Sorry, that was Ikeda lifting
Ikeda
CRB
lifting.
up.
That's even more shocking.
That's what I thought, but hey, he's got some strength too. What a win that was. CRB and Ikeda taking down Jairo and Bradley and giving the Fireballs a 2-0 lead on this game day. What a start. Coming up next, we'll go to singles, our one and only match, Nicholas against Manu, Division 1. Let's take a look at some replays. A lot of catches here in the corner by Ikeda, I'm sure. A lot of play back here. Look at that Robote dropping down.
Just miscommunication there by Bareilles and Jairo. Bareilles really did think it was coming out. Catch down low.
Ikeda here goes high. Look at this one. It's coming into the sidewall, coming in, crosses, and trips up Bradley. What a tough grab.
When I say in the corner, it's in the corner.
Yeah, and that's really deep in there. And look at the game day score, 2-0 lead for the Fireballs. And there they are, the Fireballs just on the outside looking in right now for the playoffs, but with some points today, they would jump back into the fourth and final playoff spot. Well, we're going to hear from CRB and Ikeda in just a few moments, and, it makes sense with CRB and the positivity. Just never out of the match.
You're
Even
100%
after down 6-0.
100% correct.
I'll be interested to hear what some of that conversation was after set number 1. And on top of that, this was a team that had just beaten CRB and Ikeda pretty handily, a couple weeks ago. So it wasn't like this is the first time they played. They can totally reset. This is felt like it was going one direction, and the match totally flipped in the Fireballs' favor. Got to give those guys a lot of credit, CRB and Ikeda, and we're just about ready to hear from them over in the cage. But first, we got some practice ongoing between these Division I players, Manu and Nicholas. Boy, Manu got a chance right here to get the Cyclones on the board in the game day, and I don't think he would have thought that at the beginning of the day. CRB and Ikeda, what a win. Let's hear from him. Congratulations, guys. Boy, 6-0 in the first set. simply, how'd you guys do it? How'd you reset and get that win?
I mean, honestly, it was just believing in each other, never giving up. And, I mean, when he's catching as good as he is back there and giving me the confidence to do what I got to do up there.
Yeah, and he catered for you. I mean, look, this is a match. A team just beat you in straight sets, seemed to be a little outmatched on paper. It seems like that elevates your game a little bit more in these matchups. Do you feel that way too, and do you like being in that underdog role a little bit more?
Definitely. Everybody comes here like thinking that they're going to beat us, but we're not going to make it easy for them, you know. We have a couple of games that we were at the edge of the points, you know, like 5-5.
Right.
Today we ended up getting the win. We're so happy, and that's what we got, you know.
Well,
You picked CRB up too. I think we have that. We're going to do T-shirts with that on them.
To be honest, I'm a very official, so sometimes I do allow my body language and everything, but hopefully he doesn't take it wrong.
Awesome, guys.
We won the
Thanks,
win.
guys. Great win.
Great win. 2-0 for your Fireballs today. Thank you. Just about ready to get this next match started. There's the whistle. Nicholas against Manu in Division 1 singles. Nicholas this season 1-3. Manu, well, he's 2-3. These two did match up earlier in the year, and it was Manu that got the win in 3 sets, 6-1 in the third set.
Nicholas on the forehand. Rebote, 2-all, opens up and scores. First point of the singles match goes to Nicholas at the Fireballs. Nicholas serves.
Well, Nicholas kind of embodies this Fireball persona that we've seen today. He himself, such a tough player. I mean, he'll grind you out in singles, and this is not something we usually see. Now, Nicholas going with the Rebote 2-all to start it off, forcing Manu to get there to the net. Nicholas is consistent at times with the shots. He's just streaky. Good start, though.
Fine catch by Manu, reaching in. Here's the backhand by Nicholas. Powerfully thrown. Rebote coming out. Manu puts it inside. Nicholas is there. 2-all by Nicholas. Turned from the inside perfectly to score. That's a beautiful shot. Nicholas has 2 points and the serve. The closer you are to the side wall, throwing that shot, as you see him pick it up right here, he's what, maybe a foot from the side wall, and he's far back. That's just beautifully executed by Nicholas. Manu on the backhand. It's backhand 2-all. Nicholas gets out there. He makes a stop. Powerful forehand. Chick-chack scores. A third point for Nicholas. With Fireballs, he serves. Nicholas just coming out strong. Manu really has not had a chance to get anything going here. Clearly among the best technical highlight players as far, especially where his backhand is concerned. That's Manu. Here's Manu on the backhand. Right for the corner. Out to the Rebote. Nicholas, big bounce. Manu's there. Rebote forehand. Again for the big bounce. Manu will take this one on the right side. 2-all with a light touch by Nicholas, scores. A 4th point for Nicholas. The Fireballs, he serves.
Well, he's coming out firing, Stu, and that's what he's got to do in singles. You know, at times this Division 1, because these guys are all so skilled, it becomes kind of a quick draw, like who throws the first shot. And here it is again. Look at how he's cutting that one open.
We've seen it with Douglas. We've seen it with Manu. We've seen...
and Aratz, the way he played Douglas last Friday, it was the same type of thing. Just throw one after another, and if they land, the defense can't do much with it.
Rebote forehand by Nicholas. Manu takes it midcourt, winding up. The 2-all. Perfectly thrown by Manu to score. Manu gets a point and the serve.
Well, if you know Manu, you know that he's got one of the best costados of any backcourter you're going to see. Look at how he opens this one up.
And you'll see it's thrown higher than
Yeah.
than the ones that Nicholas has been snapping, but it lands in and opens up well. Just really well done. I mean, it's Manu. That's an ace by Manu. 2 points and the serve. That's just, we've seen so many of those classic. What I mean by classic, Sawachi lands deep in the service box, right to the corner, and look at that. Crosses the side wall just before the back wall. It's a thing of beauty to watch when executed perfectly like that. Nicholas on the backhand, low and hard. Manu is there. Powerful, powerful backhand by Manu. Rotate forehand. Manu makes the catch. Rotate that rebound off the back wall, dying. Nicholas makes the save. Manu moving in. Inside placement, read by Nicholas. He got there, just missed the scoop. 3 points for Manu of the Cyclones. He serves.
Hard enough to read the costado, and that catch came right at his feet. Winds it up, guesses correctly. Look at where this one comes in, though. Yeah, low, hard, and you have to scoop that one up quick. But frankly, as good of an opportunity as Nicholas would have had to stay in that point.
Here's the backhand by Nicholas. Rotate forehand save by Manu. Nicholas is there, winds up. Back to the inside he goes. It scores. 5 points for Nicholas of the Fireballs. Possible set point.
So many options with the costado. Again, compared to like the play action fake in football, you just can't commit if you're the defensive player until you know exactly where that ball is going. He can throw a 2-wall, he can throw it to the inside, he can throw it high to pass. So many options from the costado, but you cannot commit, or you have to commit sometimes even before they throw it, or else the point's going to be over. 5 points, Nicholas a chance here to close it out. Keep adding to a nice day for the Fireballs.
Fault over serve. Second serve must be good. Manu advances to make the catch. Here's the backhand to the inside. Rotate forehand played high. Crossing and scoring. Point and set to Nicholas of the Fireballs. 2 minutes go on the board. We'll come back out. Player next set.
Very well played there by Nicholas in our opening set, 6-3. He takes down Manu. You know, in singles play, a lot of times, some players come out slower than others. And look, all points count the same, whether you get it early in the set or late in the set. A guy like Nicholas took advantage early on. A lot of shots, a couple 2-walls, built up that 4-point lead. Manu got it close there, midway point. But Nicholas rattled off a few in the end to close it out. It's a day where the Cyclones are already down 2-0. They won the first set in both of those matches, and they won it 6-1 and 6-0 respectively, and they couldn't convert either of those into a win. And up next, you know, we got Division 3 doubles, Aruti Nikeda against Inaki Inunda, then Division 2, Lou and Nicholas against Jairo Manu, and then CRB and Stan against Jed and Bradley to close out the day. So still some good teams coming up for the Cyclones, and including here with Manu in singles. You know, throughout their careers, Manu has actually been the better player in singles compared to Nicholas. His record is 9-14 over the last 3 seasons. Nicholas just 5-18. And head-to-head, Manu has been almost perfect. I mean, he's won 3 out of the 4 matchups. Manu's last loss against Nicholas came almost a full year ago, April 25th of 2025. The 3 wins for Manu, one of them in straight sets and 2 of them in 3 sets. So still a chance here. Manu will have the serve to begin set number 2.
I was going to say, you think Manu's ready?
Yeah,
I mean, 20 seconds left to go on the clock. He's already bouncing for the serve.
No, he did not leave the court after that first set. Just
no, he
staying
didn't.
out there.
His teammates came out to him, brought him water. Inaki came out there to just be Inaki, you know.
Sometimes you need that in life.
100%.
Set 2, ready to begin.
There's the serve by Manu. We begin. Fine catch by Nicholas. Nicholas to the inside. Manu picks it up. Low to the inside. Nicholas is there. 2-all. Manu is ready for this one. Stops it from the forehand. He goes high. He will cross at the 7 line and score. First point of the second set for Manu. And Manu was completely ready for that 2. I mean, he was already moving as Nicholas was throwing it. It's a little bit different with Nicholas than it is with some of the other guys like Orozco, Sherry, Alex. As they're winding up, you don't know if they're staying inside or going outside. With Nicholas, it's a little bit more, he stays a bit more committed.
Yeah.
Just slightly easier to read. Not much easier to read, but slightly easier to read. Nicholas makes a fine catch up high. That's such a powerful forehand, but it missed the front wall. Hit the overhead pad, and the pad is bad. 2 points for Manu. He serves.
Well, such a premium on passing and singles, and that ball's juggling around in Nicholas's basket as he reaches up high. He doesn't want to lay it up, and so he goes for it and gets away from him just a bit. If Manu gets that ball about the 6 line or up even further, good luck.
Here's the backhand by Nicholas. Right to the corner. Manu makes the save. Nicholas takes it in the air. Mid-court, not able to hold on, though. 3 points for Manu. He serves.
So much pressure to get down a few points, looking to try to tighten things up on the score line, and great opportunity, just missed the ball. A lot of times lining up the shot in your head before you have that catch secured.
Beautiful serve by Manu is stopped in the corner by Nicholas. Nicholas powerfully back to the 10 line. Here's Manu passing. Robote. Robote forehand by Nicholas. Head into the corner. Beautiful read. To the outside it goes. Nicholas is there. Forehand to pass. Manu setting up for the Robote. Inside placement. Nicholas gets there. Stops it. Backhand from the 8. Nicholas gets the point and the serve for the Fireballs. There's really not much that you could say about that. Manu got back to the inside really well. That ball stayed along the sidewall the entire way. It just wasn't coming off the back wall with much oomph.
And how about that catch by Nicholas, too? One-handed coming cross court. Here's that throw you're talking about. High.
Oh, look at that view. What a great, oh.
Look at this catch here. Oh, we were talking about this view earlier. Beautiful.
Some things it shows just like wonderfully.
Yeah, that'll work. That camera angle.
Here's the backhand by Manu. Robote coming in low. Nicholas makes the save at the side wall. That ball is tipped. 2 points for Nicholas. It's Fireballs. He serves. The greatest thing about that camera, it was the last in the camera budget. It was a choice between that and the announcer's cam. That's what they went with, and I think they made a brilliant decision myself.
Well, it's an excellent choice because no one wants to look at us anyway. But a beautiful view of the court, too, when you make a nice catch like that. They brought it out to us earlier today, and I said, hey, got to get it in the rotation, and they did it quick in the third match.
Manu on the catch, winding up. 2-all. That's what. Oh, that's wide. Caught Barb in the ankle. 3-3. Nicholas serves. Nicholas going out to make sure that our front court judge is okay.
Safe.
Nicholas went out, made sure that he's all right.
Well, 3 straight points for Nicholas, too.
takes more than that to take Barb out of Jai-Alai.
It gets very difficult to throw back-to-back two walls in the same spot that score. You know, Manu already beat Nicholas to the net. This time he was on it a little bit more. He tries to push it closer to the boundary, and it sails a little wide.
There's a backhand by Manu, wall-to-wall from the left side. A Robote forehand, midcourt. Manu picks it up high from the coastie. It's a 2-all.
Oh,
that lanes it out as well.
Boy.
A 4th point for Nicholas here in the second set. Nicholas serves.
Shows you just how much spin Manu generates when he throws that costada, which is why it opens up so much generally. But this time it came back to bite him. I mean, that was a vicious kick off the front wall that kicked it out.
It was a great
play.
catch beforehand. Just seemed so well set up. Manu, low and hard. Here's backhand by Nicholas. High to the back wall, out to the Robote. It's staying on the inside. Manu makes a save. Stays on the side wall. That's a great catch by Nicholas. Nicholas. Robote save. That's in play. Nicholas from the costado, inside play. Actually comes up the middle. Manu has it on the forehand. Manu looking for the chick-check. Enough came out for a play. Nicholas just not able to bring it in. That's a 4th point for Manu. 4-4 is the score. Manu serves for the Cyclones.
It looked like for a moment there, Nicholas had control in this point, but then sends the Robote right up the middle. Manu takes it on the right side, and oh, they went back to it. Look at this. You can see the chick-check so well from that view. Floor, back wall, then down before Nicholas can make the save.
Nicholas on the backhand, wall to wall. Manu turns around, looks for the Robote. For the big bounce to the inside. Nicholas is there. Backhand from the 8 line. To the corner it goes and scores. That is a 5th point for Nicholas. So this is possible match point for Nicholas and Fireballs.
And really allowing that ball to drop into the Chula more than we've seen from Manu in singles. I mean, he was up there about the 8 line expecting that to come out, and it's just not a guarantee.
Manu on the catch, powerful backhand, little clip to the forehand of Nicholas. Nicholas powerfully from the right side. It's going to go 3 walls. Robote.
Oh, my.
What a beautiful Robote. Oh, that's saved by Nicholas. Nicholas is going hard to pass. He did not pass. Manu picked it up. Robote left side. What a save by Nicholas. Tremendous point. Here's Manu from the 3 line. Looking for the chick-jack. Robote saved by Nicholas. Trying to pass. That lands in to score. Point set and a well-played match for Nicholas, who wins it in straight sets. 6-3, 6-4.
Fireballs are on a roll. Their 3rd win in a row. And they've secured the tie already halfway through this game day. Still 3 doubles matches left. The Cyclones need them all to get that half point. They'll send out Inaki and Unda to take on Arrutia and Ikeda.
Real money games are live in Florida. Real money games are live in Florida.
Real money games are live in Florida.
Real money games are live in Florida.
Real money games powered by Pass Motor Racing are now live in Florida. Only on Hard Rock Bet. All you need is $1 to start. Win money your first 24 hours or get a games bonus back up to $100.
Real money games!
Now let's take a look at that game day score reflecting the 3rd win in as many tries for the Fireballs tonight. Way off to a great start. So the Fireballs are moving up. I mean, worst case scenario for the Fireballs, they're going to be into the 4th and final playoff spot. Best case scenario, they can put themselves in a 4-way tie for first place. Nicholas is over in the cage, ready to go after that win over Manu. Congratulations, Nicholas. What a start for your team today, and then your performance in singles to follow. The shots were working early. What gave you the confidence to start firing those right from the jump?
Yeah, I'm super happy for the team. The team started very good today. And yeah, I think I play good single. I throw to wall a lot today. And I think I throw good. And that's it. And win for me. I'm super happy. My second win in single this season. And focus for the next game now.
Yeah, awesome, Nicholas. Well, your team already has a tie. See if you can get the win in one of these next 3 matches. Thank you. Great playing.
Thank you.
Division 3 doubles up next. Urrutia and Ikeda ready to take on Inaki and Unda. What a battle here in Division 3. Urrutia and Inaki in the front court, and Ikeda against Unda in the back. Interested, to see how these Cyclones respond after this type of start. I mean, very easily the Cyclones could be leading this game day 2-1. But instead, here they are down 3-0. They need all 3 matches to get some points on this game day. And again, who better to send out than Inaki? He's been one of the most reliable front quarters in all Battle Court. And then Unda with his power behind him.
And the great communication between Inaki and Unda.
Yeah, they've been playing really well last season. I think that team was just 4-6 in their 10 matches. Well, Inaki and Unda, they're already 3-1 through their first 4 this season. Just a totally different team and much improved here at Jam Arena. Urrutia and Ikeda, they've played a lot of matches. This will be their 7th. They're 3-3 so far.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to begin our next match of the game day. Urrutia has the serve for the Fireballs.
Urrutia has been the most dominant player for the Fireballs this season, and he hasn't even played a match yet. Only one today, but he can win the game day right here.
Here's the serve. We begin. Unda on the catch. Backhand.
Okay.
First point for Inaki and Unda of the Cyclones.
Well, just a bullet coming there into the corner, and again, crossing the side wall. It kicks off at such an angle that these players are actually missing these clean. I mean, even Urrutia, look at that. I mean, you can see in the replay, didn't tip it. Ikeda, no chance, and Robote's by him on the back end.
Well, Urrutia is playing so deep, Ikeda can't really get any positioning going.
Yeah, no, there's no chance there.
Ikeda on the catch. Here's the backhand. Unda. Left side from the 9 line. Ikeda in the corner. Tremendous catch against the back wall. Urrutia. Backhand to the inside. Unda's there. Robote. This kicks to the inside. Beautiful catch by Unda. Plays it high from the forehand. Ikeda's there. Inaki on the Robote. Perfect placement by Inaki will score 2 points for Inaki and Unda. Inaki serves.
And that escaped just a bit out of the cesta, and then there was just carnage when it hit the front wall. Look at this. It escapes a bit, kicks up, out, and to the outside. If that would have hit the back wall, would have stayed to the middle of the court, but hit the cage first, and the point's done. 2-0. Favor of the Cyclones early on.
Ikeda from the left side. Under the 10 line, backhand. Inaki keeps this on the right side. Cortada.
Oh,
Ikeda stepped in front of Urrutia to make that catch. Unda is there.
Even Urrutia was surprised.
We all were, I think. That ball takes a wonky bounce and scores. Urrutia and Ikeda are on the board with a point. Urrutia serves. I really think that Ikeda was just following the ball and happened to pass Urrutia.
And Inaki back to the side wall.
Linda, big right side. Oh my goodness, what a catch by Ikeda. Linda's there again. Rebote forehand by Urrutia. Goes wall to wall. Rebote coming out. Iñaki on the rebote. Ikeda on the hop from the 8 line. Unda's there. Ikeda from the 10. Rebote, left side. It's a big bounce, brought down by Unda. Urrutia calls for the rebote, fires it inside, stays inside. Oh my, what a catch by Unda on the forehand. Rebote forehand by Iñaki. Beautifully thrown. Caught by Ikeda at the 9 line. Up the middle. Unda makes the catch. Iñaki ducks. Rebote. Ikeda in the corner on the left side. That's a tough one. That ball was coming along the wall the entire way. Here's Unda from the 9 line. Back to the inside. Ikeda from the forehand. Iñaki goes deep. Ikeda's there. Rebote. Rebote forehand fired by Urrutia. Caught by Iñaki. Under from the outside, big right side, crosses deep. Oh, what a catch by Ikeda on the forehand. Pulled that off the side wall. Iñaki back at the 7. Under reaches out, big right side. Rebote, little clip, caught in the air by Iñaki. Iñaki sends it deep, clocked the side wall, lands out of play. 2-2. Urrutia serves 4.
Yeah, just unfortunate there for Iñaki. The Cyclones set up that point so well. He finally gets an opportunity from the costado, and it just clips the sidewall first. I mean, it's a little bit of a missed throw for him, and he could tell right away by his reaction that is not where he wanted that ball to go. He was looking inside the whole way. You know, this Cyclones team has been just a little bit more consistent than we've been used to seeing. Inaki and Unda are getting outpaced in terms of their winners. I mean, they've only thrown 7 this year. Their opponents have thrown 11 on them. And you look at Urrutia and Ikeda, they've been firing. They've scored 24 and only given up 18. So a little more offense for the Fireballs here. Ikeda's actually been the more reliable catcher in terms of catch rate.
That powerful throw by Unda stays low and scores. Well done. A 3rd point for Iñaki and Unda. Iñaki serves.
That's the type of ball you throw the numbers out the door here. I mean, I don't know who's catching this.
Yeah, I mean, look, this crosses, yeah. That's like a high chick-chack, which isn't really a thing, but I guess is. Unda on the catch, here's backhand. Going into the corner, what a catch by Ikeda. A couple guys are just fearless in this corner. Ikeda's now on that list.
Yeah, he is. Might be at the top of it.
Here's a backhand by Unda. Back to the corner, out to the Rebote. Rebote forehand. Back to the side wall. Rebote saved by Unda. Urrutia's there. That one touched the side wall. Oh my, the split placement will score. 4 points for Iñaki and Unda of the Cyclones. Iñaki serves.
So you just said the high chick-chack, which doesn't really exist. How about the costado split placement? We don't see that a whole lot either.
Well,
and that really splits them up.
It's like a costado carambola.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, well, the dictionary's been rewritten over the course of the last 8 years, and we're doing a pretty good job with it.
The high chick-chack and then the costado carambola. I asked you one day if that existed, and you gave me a crazy look. And
it does now. Costado Jai-Alai stopped by Iñaki. Iñaki to the inside, where that will score. 5 points for Iñaki and under. Possible set point.
And I think in truth, I think that ball had to escape from Inaki's cesta to make that type of bounce. Like a little bit of escape. No, the costado carambola that he threw. I'm sorry, I can't get over that.
I have to
Well, let's see this one again. 2-wall.
Inaki's right there.
Yeah, I mean, look at where Ikeda's standing. He's in the middle of the court. He's a little bit out of position, and yeah, he can't recover there.
So well done. Here's the backhand by Ikeda. Unda's there. Ikeda from the 10 line. Plays it high. Unda has it on the right side. Inaki, midcourt. Low to the inside. Urrutia is there. Backhand by Urrutia. Stopped by Unda. Karam by Unda.
Grab the net.
Good effort. That will fall short. Point and set to Iñaki and Unda, the Cyclone. See, in the attempt to say Inaki's name correctly, which is Iñaki.
Yes, right.
It screws me up on the Unda.
The yi to the yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I hear you. No, that'll trip you up. Look at this.
Great effort. I mean, maintains great control, but he's just way too tied up in that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you could catch it on holding, and then he did touch his hand later. He made a good effort to try to keep his hand, Urrutia we're talking about, to keep his hand away from the fed, but he was like, you know.
It felt like that was a little bit more aggressive than we've seen from Inaki the last few weeks, too. You know, at times for him, I mean, he plays with Manu, who's so reliable. He plays with Unda, who's pretty solid, too. He doesn't feel the need to kill it a whole bunch, and he's a little bit more selective with his shots. I remember last season in the stats, like, Inaki was, like, middle of the pack in terms of total kills, but his kill rate was first, which means when he was throwing them, they were effective, but just not as many attempts. But today, aggressive, I mean, scored a couple of times. And over here with Ikeda, you know, still great catching there in the backcourt. The types of players, like the prototype of player that has kind of struggled a little bit more here to begin, is a backcourter that lacks a little bit of power. But Ikeda's kind of thrown that out the window because he fits that billing, and he's been great out here at Jam Arena. I think this overhead screen helps him a little bit more. I think he was a little more limited at the other facility. And here he can just kind of let it go a little bit and again, not really lacking too much power compared to some of the other guys.
I think you're spot on, Andrew, and the truth matter. You know, Ikeda, you know, trained as a front quarter, played as a front quarter, but a front quarter that did not throw many shots.
No.
His catching superb, so, you know, throughout history of Jai-Alai, you've had back quarters who catch fantastic, who aren't necessarily the strongest players.
Yeah.
Then you've had some, you know, back quarters that just throw the ball 1,050 miles an hour on this court from where you're sitting.
Right back here at the, this would be about it.
Always look up at the 11 line and watch some of the old videos on YouTube. We are ready to begin our next set. Urrutia has the serve for the Fireballs.
Well, look, Urrutia and Ikeda lost that first matchup earlier in the year. Inaki and Unda won at 6-5, 6-5 in straight sets. At risk of doing it again here, it was an underserve.
Fault, underserve. Second serve must be good.
But Inaki, I mean, really what it is playing with the sense of urgency that has not really been there for the Cyclones. I mean, how often has this team ever been down multiple matches in a game day?
Inaki going for that serve has a tip ball. First point of the second set goes to Urrutia and Ikeda, the Fireballs.
Well, that is a freebie.
Look at that. That wasn't Urrutia's typical power serve. He took a little something off of it, and it showed up coming off the side wall. Not an easy catch.
Is it kind of like tennis with the second serve? They give that little spinner, and it's not that easy to handle, but it may like it's slower, but it appears easier. Yeah.
Rebote forehand, low and hard. Unda comes in. Powerful throw. Picked up on the forehand of Ikeda. Rebote left side. That kicks up. Unda's there. Backhand from the 8. Ikeda down low at the side wall. Makes the play. Ball missed in the backcourt. Second point for Urrutia in Ikeda. Urrutia serves.
And statistically, you know, Ikeda has the edge here in the backcourt in terms of catch rate, and it's pretty significant. Ikeda over 94% and Unda right around 89%. You know, coming into the draft, there were some questions about freezing Ikeda for the fireballs, but I think after the first month, I think all those have died down a bit.
And on the catch, off the serve by Urrutia. That one is dropping into the corner. Tremendous catch by Ikeda. Ikeda again, this time at the 10 line. Under from overhead. Cortada attempt from the backcourt, caught the pad. The pad is bad. Third point for Urrutia and Ikeda. Urrutia serves. I don't mind necessarily what Unda, I'm getting used to backcourt, you know, Cortadas, but you see how he moves the opponent to the outside, and but then there's extra pressure to throw it low. And that one caught the pad. We've seen that a couple times.
Yeah.
Iñaki picks the serve, fakes the carom, drops it inside to score. Cyclones on the board with the point. Iñaki serves. Iñaki did that really well. He makes a fine catch. Looks like he's throwing a carom. Catch.
When you fake the carom here, you keep Urrutia more to the outside, which
Absolutely.
opens up this space for the drop shot. Ikeda can't go back because Iñaki could try to pass into the corner. Really well executed there, and Urrutia was upset. He got fooled pretty bad.
Ikeda from the backcourt. Unda's there. Rebote right up the middle. Urrutia. That kicks to the inside. Excellent catch again by Ikeda. Iñaki playing deep, backhand from the 8. Ikeda takes this high on the left side, deep in the backcourt, little clip. Unda makes the catch on the forehand. Hard mid-wall placement, picked up on the bounce by Ikeda. Iñaki backs up, backhand from the 7. Rebote, that rebound off the back wall, fired from the forehand of Urrutia. Unda, powerful backhand on the wall. Ikeda makes the play. Beautiful catch by Iñaki off the side wall. Here's Ikeda, now from the 9. Rebote forehand by Urrutia, caught on the left side of Iñaki.
Now, sorry, Stu, what's even more impressive for Ikeda is look at how well he's throwing this left side, and he was typically a right side dominant player in the front court. So not only is he in a new position, but he's got a new, preferred side to throw on, and it's really opened up his game a bit and allowed him to play this well in the backcourt. I mean, that's what you see in the high level. You need to have a left side to compete in the top 3
to get the ball
divisions
back.
at least. Yeah.
I mean, that's to get the ball back.
And you need that a little bit more in, again, those higher divisions.
That's his best chance of getting it over Iñaki's head.
Yeah.
Iñaki, beautiful catch off the wall. Rebote for Urrutia. Urrutia fires this one. Unda makes the catch. Big right side by Unda.
Oh, man.
Powerful forehand by Unda Robote. For Urrutia, big bounce on the inside. That will score. Fourth point for Urrutia and Ikeda. Urrutia serves.
Well, the key on that rebote is how tight it was to the side wall the entire length of the court. If it clips a bit, Inaki can cut that one off, but you see it bounces. Unda knows he's all alone, goes up on the right side, and it's probably a left-sided catch, but a difficult one for Unda in the back either way.
Ball under serve. Second serve must be good. Unda on the catch. Powerful forehand. A bullet goes to the corner and scores. 2 points for Inaki and Unda. Inaki serves.
That's just a bullet, huh?
Yeah, it's that way. I've seen it on this court done from the costado where you move your opponent. It's not a thing, and it's a thing. Unda taking that big right side. Everybody's got to kind of clear out of the way because you sure as heck don't want to be standing in front of it.
Right, and that's why Urrutia was really nowhere close to save the rebote. He was trying to save himself on the throw.
Yeah, I mean, that'll change your zip code. That's a miss serve. Second serve must be good. Yeah, that couldn't have felt good. And you see Naki reaching for that bicep. He's had some difficulties with that in the past. And I can't remember the last time I saw him miss serve.
No, not like that. That one didn't even make it forward, really. That just was a shank. Oh.
In and out of the cesta, the ball goes. 3 points for Iñaki and Unda.
Effectively iced the back quarter there and got a third point for his team. Hope that Inaki's all right. And this is a guy who does throw, a high majority of his throws from the right side. Inaki is, 12th in forehand rate on the roster. 155 total throws from the forehand. So if he can't go to it, it's going to change up his game a little more.
Urrutia picks the serve. That placement to the inside caught the pad, and the pad is bad. 4-4 is the score. Iñaki serves. Don't know if he just missed through it or he heard footsteps and tried to change it mid-throw.
Look, it took a really long time to develop. And by develop, get the throw off. And then at the last second, it looked like he just rushed it because he did see Inaki coming in out of the corner of his eye. Either way, huge miss. They were up 4-1, and here they are 4-4. It hasn't really been all too contested either. Kind of easy points going the Cyclones' way.
Kate on the catch. Iñaki mid-court backhand to the inside. Kate is there, backhand from the 10 line. Unda's there. Unda low and hard. Urrutia gets out there, makes the catch, split placement, cut off in the air by Iñaki.
Love that.
He turns a costado 2-all to score. That was perfectly executed by Iñaki. Iñaki and Unda, the Cyclones, have 5 points. Possible set, possible match point. Inaki turned this. The play was going in a couple different directions, and then Inaki just totally took this over. Look at this.
Okay, catching that ball in the air really sets everything up. He sees Ikeda charging down the inside. Urrutia more to the middle of the court. Just throw the 2-all hard, throw it well, and the opponent's rarely going to get out to it.
Inaki's got the shot. He's right. Beautifully done.
He's been known for that costado 2-all, and it opens it up nicely there. They give the Cyclones the lead and a possible match point. Looking for the first win of the day.
Fault over serve. Second serve must be good. Keita Pai makes the catch. Back to the inside it goes. Here's Unda. Big backhand. Robote. Robote to the outside. That's going to be out of play. Point in a straight set victory for the Cyclones. Inaki and Unda winning at 6-2, 6-4.
Cyclones down 3-1 now, but not out of this game day. Inaki and Unda get them on the board with win number 1. See if Jairo and Manu can keep it rolling. Up next, they will take on Lalu and Nicholas. Now let's take a look at some replays there for match 4. Aruti and Ikeda against Inaki and Unda. Catch here by Unda. Look at this power. Whoa, backhand, crossing the wall, scoring early for him. Nabote here, high to the inside, opens up, gets that perfect placement. Right over by the service area. If you can land it there, they're going to win a high percentage of your points. Drop shot, not droppy enough. And then the, say it again, the Costado Carambola, kids. Yeah, we make it up as we go sometimes. Here we go. Forehand to the inside, crossing, dropping there. So much space to the inside. Then Inaki here, little fake on the carom, drop it inside. Boy, he sold it well. He started reaching for the bicep there. A little bit of concern. That was when the Cyclones were down in the second set, and then after that point, I don't know if the Cyclones lost another one. Robote save here by Arrutia, but that's all it ended up being. Inaki's on it, makes the catch in the air. Bam, look at this 2-0. Opening up wide and scoring. And in the end, straight set win for Inaki and Unda. Gets the Cyclones on the board. That one and only win on the game day. But some great teams coming up for the Cyclones. Next, they got Jairo Manu. And then the finale, they'll bring out Jedden and Bradley. So a lot of these teams coming up are some of the best in their divisions. But Inaki and Unda first. Let's hear from our winners over in the cage. Congratulations, guys. Inaki and Unda 4-1 in your first 5 matches this season, as many as you won last year in 10 games. What's been working with this duo out here at Jam Arena?
There is a lot of work out of here. And that's it.
Yeah, and Unda, for you, obviously a tough match for you in the first one, but how were you able to reset and then play just really well in the backcourt there to get your team on the board?
Yeah, it's true. I was frustrated after the first game, but I'm crazy, so I know that I can change my emotions. With Iñaki's a reset. It's easy to play with him. I only have to.
Everybody says the same, so we gotta change that.
Yeah, Inaki makes it easy.
The tactic is outside the court.
Everybody's saying, "Oh, this guy is easy to play with him." That's boring, man. We gotta change I'm talking to everybody.
Awesome. Hey, guys. Well, a good win for you. Give your team a chance.
Yeah, Unda's playing amazing, man.
See, that's the personality we're talking about. Always fun with those guys. Thanks, Inaki and Unda both. All right, so match number 5. Let's hear from them. Lalu and Nicholas take on Jairo and Manu. Look, at least Inaki said it. I didn't say it.
Lalu serves. Our next match has begun. Jairo picked that serve, sends the backhand to the back wall. Lalu's there. Takes a little off it. Manu. Backhand. Back clipped. Ball goes to the outside. Lalu's on it. Hard to the inside. Manu from the 9 line. Big backhand. Robote forehand by Lalu. Scoop by Jairo. Cortada.
Oh.
That scores. First point of this match goes to the Cyclones, Jairo and Manu.
Well, Jairo comes out with an intensity that we rarely see from him. I mean, look at this. He's scooping in front of Manu, and then wastes no time and goes right into a perfect cortada. We've watched a lot of Jairo. You rarely see that combination. He's fired up to get back out there. And again, even a second win here would give the Cyclones a chance at some points today.
Robote comes to the forehand of Jairo. Lalu cuts it off in the air at the 5 line. Robote forehand. Jairo takes on the left side. Backhand, low and hard. Nicholas from the 8. That ball touched the overhead screen, which is out of play. It's a point for Lalu and Nicholas. Tied up, 1-1.
And pretty much always those forehand rebotes that escape a bit, kick up, and end up in the overhead screen.
Nicholas with a difficult catch in the corner. Manu steps up, backhand from the 7. The ball's on the wall. Jairo makes the save. Cortada scores for Lalu. That's 2 points for the Fireballs. Lalu serves.
Well, just finding the space out there on the court. And, you know, Jairo and Manu defend so well. Jairo doesn't give you much to the outside of the court, so you got to look inside here with the drop shots and the cortadas. And he didn't know whether Manu was going to be there, let it pass, and 2 bounces before he could make a play.
Rotate forehand by Lalu. Caught in the air by Jairo. Jairo goes to the back wall. Rotate forehand by Lalu. Cortada. Stop before the second bounce by Lalu. Hard to the backcourt. Manu is there. Robote missed in the backcourt. It's a 3rd point for Lalu and Nicholas at the Fireballs. Lalu serves.
And the identity of this Fireballs team has been a little bit more defensive, kind of what we become accustomed to with Jairo and Manu. I mean, they're outpacing their opponents on missed catches. Lalu and Nicholas, they've won 16, only lost 13. And the winners, they're really getting killed. They've only scored 14 and given up 23. So this is a team that really likes to just outcatch their opponents, and landing a little offense today has built up that lead 3-1 early.
Robote forehand thrown powerfully. Beautiful catch in the backcourt by Manu. Nicholas from the back wall. Back to the inside. Manu is there. Rotate forehand. Jairo cuts it off at the 7 line. Backhand to the inside. Nicholas now from the 9. Rotate forehand. This one's stopped by Lalu. Lalu advances, makes the catch on the right side.
Vicious.
Whips that cortada to score. A 4th point for Lalu and Nicholas. Lalu serves.
And that point all set up by this defensive Robote. Well, you're going to see Lalu here. Look at how he lowers the arm angle and just fires it above the pad. Jairo a little more to the middle of the court, as opposed to being tight to the side wall to give himself a good chance to make the catch.
Powerful backhand by Manu. Robote forehand by Lalu. Here's Nicholas from the 10 line. Rotate forehand by Lalu. Caught in the air by Manu. Manu powerfully from the left side. Rebote coming out. Lalou's on it. Splits the players, dropping. That is saved well by a Manu. Here's Lalou. Cortada caught the pad. Second point for Jairo and Manu. Jairo serves for the Cyclones. Well, you know my theory. You go to the well one too many times.
And you know my theory about throwing the cortada too low. Usually ends up in a point for the other team. I don't quite get it. You throw it a foot higher, kick it off the side wall. That's an impossible catch for Jairo. You throw it a foot too low and you give away the point. I mean, which are you gonna? What are you gonna shade on the side of? Throwing it too high or too
not
low?
A foot. Well, not a foot too high. If you throw a foot too high, Jairo catches that. Above the pad, Jairo's going to catch that.
I think you got a couple, maybe not a foot, but maybe
4
6 inches. All right, we'll take 4.
There's the backhand by Nicholas. Here's Manu. Rotate forehand. Will score. 5 points for Lalou and Nicholas. Possible set point.
Yeah, and a lot of emotion. I know it's been a frustrating day, but you don't usually see Jairo like this. Hands out, wondering what's going on. But you don't usually see him blow many leads either. I mean, one of the best players in battle court.
Nicholas comes off the back wall to make the play. Manu at the 10 line, backhand. Great catch. Here's a high bounce carom. That will score. 3 points for Jairo Manu of the Cyclones. Jairo serves.
Wow.
He makes it look easy, right?
Nasty high bounce 2-ball. Was looking around, scoping it out. He's like, you know what? I think we got some space to execute this. A big bounce, and Nicholas was nowhere in sight. If you doubled Bradley's vertical, I don't know if he would have gotten to that ball either. That was way up there. Oh, Lalou showing it
Really
off.
good jump by Lalou. I mean, here's a backhand by Manu, powerfully thrown wall to wall. Rebote coming out. Lalou on the rebote. Jairo makes the catch overhead. Forehand to the outside. Rebote coming to Lalou. Lalou firing it to pass. Stopped. And a great catch by Manu. Manu goes wall to wall from the left side. Rebote forehand.
It's a big rebote by Lalou.
Lalou on the catch. Backhand from the 7. Hard to the inside. Manu is there.
Talk about flipping the momentum of a point. If you can pass with this forehand rebote, I mean, not many guys are doing that on the roster. Puts the opponent back on the defensive, which is what you want to see.
Rebote left side. That kicks up and passes and shoots up. Good eyes by Jairo. He keeps it in play. Here's Lalou. 2-ball by Lalou. Caught the pad. A 4th point for Jairo and Manu. Still possible set point for the Fireballs.
So that now increases Lalou's Costado shot rate. 15 attempts, he's thrown a shot 14 times when he's gotten it on the Costado. So if he winds it up there, ooh, that was nifty.
I told you it was a neat jump.
If he's winding up the Costado, expect some sort of shot. As he did right there, but gave another one away.
Good hard serve by Jairo. Here's a backhand by Nicholas. Rebote to the inside. Jairo. Back to the 9 line. Nicholas is there. Rebote forehand again. This one.
Uh-oh. Watch it.
Up the middle to the outside, and it dies where it scores. 5-5, set point.
Lalou, in particular, has really struggled reading these jam bounces. Again, it's very unique to this court sometimes, but now you know if a forehand rebote escapes, it's going to open up to the outside of the court. He just was a little late to react. I mean, really had no clue where it was going to go off the back wall, and some guys are starting to get a read on it. A month in, he's got to expect a little bit more. Be a big comeback here for the Cyclones, down 5-2.
Powerful backhand by Nicholas. Manu's there. Manu powerfully from the left side. Rebote coming out. Rebote forehand by Lalu. Manu's there. Low, hard, inside, scooped up deep by Nicholas. He keeps it deep. Rebote coming out. Hiro for the rebote. Nicholas on the catch. Backhand from the 9. Nicholas again to the inside. Manu in the corner. Tremendous play. Powerful, powerful backhand. Rebote save. Goes to the outside. Manu on the rebote.
He read it.
Nicholas advances. Makes the catch on the right side. Forehand to pass. Backhand by Nicholas. Rebote up the middle.
Oh,
beautiful catch off the wall by Manu. Rebote to the inside, takes the bounce, and Manu is there. Rebote on the high bounce, Lalu. Manu advances, takes it in the air, backhand to the inside. Here's Nicholas from the 10. Hiro from the 7, powerfully. Stopped by Nicholas. Rebote forehand save by Lalu. Here's Manu. Lalu calls for the rebote. Little clip. Hiro's got it in the air. Backhand. Beautiful catch by Nicholas off the wall.
Such a tough
catch. 4. Hiro.
Oh, man.
Nicholas with
I mean, that ate him
great
up.
Catch.
Still
Into the corner.
Goodness.
Oh, my. Look at Manu go.
Oh, that might have been the best one of the match.
Manu on the catch. Backhand from the 8. Wall to wall from the left side. Dropping. Saved by Lalu. Hiro moves in with that forehand. Powerful right side passes. To the chick-chack that scores.
Yeah.
Point in a hard-fought set to Hiro and Manu of the Cyclones.
Well, most of the comebacks have been by the Fireballs tonight, but the Cyclones had one in their column, and a big one at that, to take it 6-5 in set number 1. So Hiro and Manu still looking for their second win this season. This is a doubles team that has only played 3 matches through the first month of the year. A good sign for the Cyclones that they will be playing 6 more matches after tonight through the end of the season, but a little bit of a bad sign that this team is still just 1-2, already the same amount of losses as they had across their 10 matches last season. So a little more pressure on Hiro and Manu now than there's been at any point, and look how they responded. 4 straight points to take that set away from the Fireballs. Hiro and Manu again, last season 8-2 in this Division 2. Very similar teams, but again, just a couple losses to start off this season. One to Benetrix and Benny, who subbed in this group, and then to Alex and Manny. The only win for Hiro and Manu came against this Fireballs team, Lalu and Nicholas, back on February 18th. It was a straight set win, 6-4, 6-5.
You were absolutely right before. I was looking pretty serious.
We can still say, I mean, that second match of the day was incredible. The first 2, how we started it off, like it felt like the Cyclones were going to just dominate both after the first set, and then the Fireballs somehow won both. That was really unprecedented. And then Nicholas coming back with one of his best singles performances to give the Fireballs a 3-0 lead. And credit to Inaki and Unda. I mean, again, momentum not really on the Cyclones side. Could have kind of, lulled the sleep. Maybe not bring the energy, but look, Every point matters. They knew it. Got a big win in the last match, and Jairo Manu took set 1 right here. Great play early on for the Fireballs. Again, Lalu was a little bit more aggressive, and then towards the end of the set, just very rhythmic play. Just passing to the inside, pass, put it on the wall. Again, a lot of times it works, it builds up that lead, but when you're playing against such a strong team in Jairo and Manu, and they start to add a few more shots, you know, you can go down looking as opposed to swinging. That's not what you want to do. 6-5, Cyclones take it, set 2. Beginning now.
We're ready to begin our second set. Lalu has the serve for the Fireballs.
There's Hiruti over there talking with Lalu. Again, Lalu with a couple of aces in his first match. Most of his aces has come in Division 5 doubles, not Division 2. We'll see if he can get one by Manu.
Here's the serve. We begin. Powerful serve by Lalu. Here's Nicholas in the corner. Backhand. Wall to wall. On the wall. Out to the rebote. Jairo makes a save. Lalu's there. Rebote forehand. Lalu on the catch. Lalu looks to pass. He does. Rebote for the forehand of Jairo. Lalu with the catch. The right side. Out to the rebote again. High bounce. Here's Nicholas. Backhand from the 8. Manu takes it in the air. Beautiful catch by Nicholas. Nicholas again, this time from the 10. Rebote forehand, powerfully thrown by Lalu, picked up by Manu. Rebote forehand saved by Lalu. Nicholas moves up. Stops the cortada. Manu in the corner, such a difficult catch. That took off. That touched the overhead screen, which is out of play. First point, second set for the Fireballs, Lalu and Nicholas. Manu had a really difficult catch in the corner. He throws it as well as anyone. From back there, that one just too high to the front wall, kicked up, hit the overhead screen. Powerful forehand, a rebote by Lalu, saved by Manu.
Oh.
Drop shot
Just
from the forehand of Lalu. That's 2 points for Lalu and Nicholas. Lalu serves.
Can't defend this one. He clears a little bit of space from Jairo and gets him on the back foot. And needed, I mean, he threaded the needle there. I mean, he was flirting with the pad, and it paid off.
Powerful backhand by Manu, caught by Nicholas. Scoop by Jairo. Cortada stopped by Lalu. Here's the backhand to the inside. Manu's there. Manu from the 8 line. High and hard to the back wall. Out to the rebote. Rebote forehand by Lalu. Caught in the air by Jairo. Jairo. Right up the middle. Lalu on the rebote. Keeps it inside. Powerful forehand thrown by Nicholas. Rebote forehand. Nicholas is there. At backhand, took off, hit the overhead screen. Side of play. A point for the Cyclones, Jairo and Manu.
You got to take advantage of these mistakes from Nicholas. He has been one of the most solid players in all of doubles this season. #1 in terms of catch rate, 937 out of 958 coming into it. He's missed 21 balls, nearly out of 1,000. That's what it takes, kids. For those looking to be a #1 level backcourter, that's what you got to do. Stand back there, make catch after catch. In the top 3, Nicholas, Aratz, Manu. 3 highest rated backcourters on the team in battle court.
Low hard serve by Jairo. Caught return by Nicholas. Here's the backhand by Manu. Nicholas now from the 10 line. Ball tipped in the backcourt. 3 points for Lalu and Nicholas. Lalu serves.
And even for the best, a little contact with the sidewall is going to throw these guys off just a bit. On top of the fact that they're so reliable with their catching, I mean, Nicholas and Manu, 2 of the lowest in terms of out-of-play rate also, both under 1%.
Nicholas from the 9 line on the left side. Wall to wall. Rebote coming out. Jairo's there. Sends it deep. Rebote forehand by Jairo. Manu from the 9 line on the left side. Rebote, that rebound off the back wall, played on the forehand of Lalu. Powerful right side. By Lalu, Manu makes the catch. To the corner it goes. Nicholas is there. Powerful backhand by Nicholas. Rebote forehand. Caught by Jairo. Jairo takes that off the side wall. Difficult catch on the left side. Nicholas reaches behind him and make the play. That kicked up, hit the overhead screen. That's out of play. The second point for Jairo and Manu in the second set. Jairo serves.
And throughout this season, I mean, only 3 balls total have been sent into the screen by Lalu and Nicholas combined, and now 2 in 1 set. Really keeping the Cyclones in it here. Only 2 points on the board for them off of these unforced errors.
Powerful serve by Jairo. Stopped and returned by Nicholas. To the corner it goes. Beautiful catch by Manu. Rebote forehand. Will score. A 4th point for Lalu and Nicholas. The fireballs. Lalu serves.
And it's been more miscommunications than we've really seen from the Cyclones too, and that comes with some pressure here and in situations where they just haven't seen themselves before, not usually down, trying to press, not knowing what to do when down, but that's exactly what you need to do.
Picks the serve, drops it inside to score. Beautifully done. 3rd point for Jairo and Manu.
Well, that's, I mean, the quickest way to get a point. Pick a serve, go with the drop shot here to the inside, got it off quick.
Really well done by Jairo.
Yeah. And demanding the ball that time in the service box. He was going to go for it regardless of where it was coming in and threw a nice shot afterwards.
Nicholas advances, makes the catch off the hard serve by Jairo. Rotate forehand. Jairo on the rebote to the inside. Stopped by Nicholas. Powerful backhand by Lalu. Rebote forehand. Nicholas will take that on the bounce. Right side to the inside, Manu is there. Beautiful catch by Nicholas on the sidewall. Rebote forehand saved by Lalu. Big bounce. Nicholas makes a stop. Arrow from the left side, powerfully thrown. Caught by Nicholas. Rebote saved by Manu. Nicholas on the right side, behind the 10 line. Manu calls for it, backhand, powerfully thrown. Dropping into the forehand of Nicholas. Rebote forehand saved by Manu. Big bounce. Nicholas brings it down at the 10 line. Rebote forehand by Lalu. Keeps the point alive. Jairo takes the ball at the 7 line. Powerful, powerful backhand by Manu. Rebote coming out. Lalu. Powerful, powerful forehand rebote to the outside. Yep. Will score. 5 points for Lalu and Nicholas. Possible set point.
Although it's not natural, as I said before, it is predictable, and this camera's going to do it. A great look at it. See that kick? It's a vicious kick when it hits the back wall, opening up straight to the outside. We've seen about 100 of them now through the first month, maybe even more, that guys just, look, you just got to adjust.
Fault underserve. Second serve must be good. I think you said it perfectly. It's not natural, but it is predictable. It's not a natural bounce, but
we know where it's going. I mean, we said it every time it escapes. I say outside and look at where it goes outside. We have a great view of it back here. It's certainly not as easy for the players to tell, depending on which angle they're watching the ball off the front wall, but you said it. So you can react and make a play on those.
Manu on the catch. Here's the backhand from the 9 line. Rebote, outside placement.
Wow.
Lands in and scores. Point and set for Lalu and Nicholas. We'll move on to a third and final set in just 2 minutes.
Boy, he had to be lining that one up for a couple of points. Jairo was creeping to the inside, throw by throw, and Lalu snaps the outside placement 6-3 to end set number 2. Boy, what a game day it has been so far. Fireballs lead at 3-1, and they're within a set of picking up a full point and moving into a 4-way tie for first place. For the Cyclones, half a point for the Cyclones would get them into solo first. I mean, the Cyclones right now have 9 game days left, more than any other team, and 2 more than the Warriors. So just half a point tonight, and they would still be outpacing the rest of the competition atop these standings. Back over here on the Cyclone side of the cage with Jairo and Manu, and also you see Jed and Bradley there preparing for our last match of the day. Folks, it's not often we get Division 6 doubles to close things out, and if Jairo and Manu win this set, it will decide the points on tonight's game day too, so make sure you stick around for that one. Inaki there coming over to Manu. Division 1 doubles team, Inaki and Manu, haven't played together in a few game days, but again, everything will be even at the end of the season. Oh, there's Nicholas. You know, he's played so well today, you forget that he was dealing with that, was it a quad injury or something in that leg the last game day? And you see Arutia kind of getting there in the massage gun, but yeah, he went
also,
out.
This was something that was being worked on by the trainer.
Yeah. On Friday?
Did they
last week? Yeah, usually
they play Friday night?
Well, usually a trainer comes in Friday.
Yeah, it was one of the Fridays.
Yeah.
He must have been having some tightness and some pain there.
You see, well, you wouldn't even know it based on the way he's moving today and playing. I mean, in singles, didn't really seem to be hindered by that at all. It was one of his best performances, and again in doubles. The one area where you know that it's affecting him a bit is the balls in the overhead screen. You talk about the power, and you generate power with the legs. And now that he's having to use a little bit more wrist, some of those balls are escaping and going up in the screen. I mean, 2 in 1 set, and the Fireballs were still able to win it. That's how well that team has played it, particularly Lalu. It's been a good day for Lalu. I mean, throwing a lot of shots. I mean, already a win under his belt, a tremendous comeback, and here he is, even in Division II, throwing him to the same effect. Third set will decide this match.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to begin our third and final set. To decide the winner of this match, Jairo has the serve for the Cyclones. Jairo serves. We begin. Ball tipped. First point for Jairo and Manu.
Look, you know, sometimes you're over-aggressive, sometimes not. I mean, it's coming right to you in the middle of the service box. Go for it. Make a play on it, especially against this Jairo Manu team. I mean, they're one of the best in Division II. Got to take the limited chances that you get.
Nicholas on the catch. Here's the backhand. Wall to wall from the left side. Rebote coming out. Jairo forehand rebote. Caught by Nicholas. Rebote coming out again for Jairo. Forehand rebote. Play off the side wall. Caught by Nicholas. Beautiful catch by Manu.
That's crazy. What a play.
Manu now from the 8 line to the inside. Nicholas in the corner makes the play. Rebote forehand. That kicks up. And out and scores. One. Lalu serves 4 Fireballs.
Again, there's a lot of frustration with the back wall, but I understand it way less than I did with the side wall at the other facility. I mean, that was completely unpredictable. I mean, we're saying it, and I don't want to sound like a broken record, but it is predictable. It's unnatural, but it is very predictable. And again, you know, the confusion and some of the reactions to the back wall at this point of the year, it's just gotten a little old.
Well, not when it does the same thing, which is what you're saying, the predictability of it. You throw it powerfully with the right side. When the ball's fresh and it escapes, it's going to hit the back wall, hit the floor, and go out.
Right. Instead of playing the victim, like, why me? Why did I get this bounce? I mean, you can't adjust to it. And I think that's what you like to see.
Backhand by Manu. Jairo from 6th line to the inside. There's a catch by Manu, backhand to the inside. On the wall the whole way, Lalu makes a save. Jairo's got it. Powerful throw from the right side. That backhand clears the overhead screen. Lalu's there to the inside. Perfect. And crossing the wall to score. 2 points for Lalu and Nicholas of the Fireballs. Lalu serves.
Oh, God, that right side rebote is such a weapon if you have the precision like that. So much power to get it to the backcourt and then crossing the side wall with a tip.
Manu goes deep to the backcourt. Here's the backhand. Rotate forehand by Jairo. Nicholas from the 8 line. Rotate coming on a high bounce. Jairo makes the save. No. That kicked up and hit the overhead screen. A 3rd point for Lalou and Nicholas. Lalou serves.
Just has to be a little bit of control on some of these rebotes. I mean, the days of just swinging hard and expecting it to clear the screen are far from over, especially from that right side. And even from the left side, we've seen balls kick up too. 3-1 lead now opened up, and again, it's the question, how do the Cyclones play when behind? This is, kind of uncharted territory for them.
Powerful backhand by Nicholas. Manu moves to the outside to make the catch. Big backhand by Manu, a rebote. Left side for the big bounce. Manu's there. Powerful forehand rebote, caught in the air by Manu. Rebote for Lalou. Jairo's got it. Backhand, powerfully thrown. Nicholas makes the play at the 10 line. That's a tough one. Beautifully caught by Nicholas in the corner. Rebote for Lalou. Two all. Stopped by Jairo on the outside. A carambola return will score. A 2nd point for Jairo and Manu. Jairo serves.
I like the aggressiveness, but you got to be selective. And for Lalou, the 2-all just hasn't really been his shot at any point in his battle court career so far. So to go for this off the rebote when you know Jairo defends it pretty well, I mean, he's a step to the outside already. At risk of giving it to Jairo on his forehand too, that's dangerous with the lead. In a situation like this where you know the Cyclones are a little bit uncomfortable playing from behind, if you just rally and force them to be the aggressor, I mean, we'll see what happens, but, don't want to give one away either, up 3-2.
Powerful backhand by Nicholas. Manu makes the catch on the back wall. Puts it in the corner. Nicholas is there. Manu calls for the catch. Backhand. To the back wall. Rebote coming out. Rebote forehand. Caught by Jairo. Here's Manu from the 9 line. Big left side. Rotate forehand. Caught in the air by Jairo. Jairo goes wall, to wall from the right side. Rebote to the outside. Lalou's on it. This one kicks. Manu picks it up on the bounce. Rebote forehand by Lalou. Hits the choppa. We're tied up at 3-3. Jairo serves for the Cyclones. Choppa, that metal rail just beneath the overhead pad.
Frustrating sequence there for the Fireballs. Missed 2-all attempt that Jairo punishes back, and then a rebote that just gets away, and all of a sudden the lead's evaporated and tie ball game late in this 3rd set. I'd be hard-pressed to think that Jairo is going to throw a shot here. And I don't think we're seeing one from Manu in the back, so it's really on the Fireballs. What opportunity does Lalou have, and will he take it?
Manu with the catch on the back wall. Powerful, powerful backhand. Sends the rebote out to the 6th line. Fired from the forehand of Lalu. Nicholas over his head. Forehand up the middle. Caught to the inside by Manu. Lalu calls for the rebote, fires it from the forehand. Passes Jairo. Manu takes it in the air. Rebote forehand. Caught by Jairo. Jairo to the inside. Rebote coming out. Lalu on the catch, backhand from the 7. Rebote saved by Jairo. Lalu has it on the right side. Low and hard.
Shot.
Caught by Jairo.
All over it.
Jairo makes the catch.
Boy, that was tough.
Forehand to the inside is stopped by Nicholas. Here's the backhand. Manu now from the 10 line. Rebote save. Cortada stopped again by Jairo. Nicholas at the sidewall, backhand from the 9 line. Beautiful throw by Manu. What a catch by Nicholas. Jairo's got out the 7. Rotate forehand by Lalu. Lalu again to the inside. Jairo cuts it off in the air. Rotate forehand to the inside. Manu is there. Here's the backhand. High to the back court. Nicholas takes it on the left side. Manu to the back wall. Rotate forehand by Lalu. Manu advances. Nicholas again, this time from the 9 line. Powerful backhand, dropping, and scoring. A 4th point for Lalu and Nicholas for the Fireballs. Lalu serves.
Long rally, mostly in the backcourt there. And again, a little bit unique with this ball. It gets a little bit colder as it's played more. And that ball just looked like it kind of took a nosedive out of the air at the 8 line. Manu set up like he was going to catch it at the 9, and it just never made it there. And of course, with the back wall, a little bit unpredictable. Rebote not coming to Jairo either. Gives the Fireballs the lead, 4-3. The pressure squarely back on the Cyclones' shoulders. I feel like the Fireballs, I mean, half a point today against the Cyclones, they're playing with house money right now. If they can get the win, it'd be a big bonus.
It's a powerful backhand by Manu. Bote's dying. Lalu tries to get there. That falls short. 4-4 is the score. Jairo serves.
Like if Lalu would put his hands out at that one, no qualms from me. You know, that was a little bit unpredictable off the back wall, and there was really nothing that would indicate that it would take that type of bounce. 4-4, all even here. First 1-2 will take this match. Cyclones need it to extend the game day and keep their chances of points alive.
Low hard serve by Jairo, stopped by Nicholas. Manu from the 10 line. Big backhand. Rebote forehand for the bounce. Jairo grabs it. Powerful forehand to the left side of Nicholas. Nicholas powerfully from the left side. Manu at the back wall with the catch. Alou to the inside. Manu advances. Takes it on the bounce. Powerful, powerful backhand. Floater stopped by Jairo. Nicholas now from the 10. Manu from the 9 line. A powerful throw. Rebote comes out. Rebote forehand. Dropping. Manu makes the save. Lalou's there. Cortada. Stopped in a beautiful catch by Jairo. Rebote save. Kicks the outside.
Watch it.
Manu's looking for it.
Wow.
He makes the save. Lalou gets in there. Backhand to the inside, and Manu is there.
Look at these right sides from Manu.
Ball is tipped off the scoop attempt.
Oh, goodness.
As a 5th point for Lalou and Nicholas of the Fireballs. This is possible. Match point.
Well, frankly, there just haven't been many opportunities, and that's why we've seen Jairo having to try to scoop him up in the front court. I mean, just trying to get involved in the play. Very long exchanges here in the backcourt. Manu setting it up as well as he could have. Just needed to finish it off there in the front court with Jairo. I mean, those two right sides Manu threw were about an inch from the overhead screen and a few more from the chop on. That was perfect, wall to wall.
Powerful, powerful backhand by Manu. Rebote coming out. Saved by Lalou. Jairo reaches behind and make the catch. Backhand. Caught by Nicholas.
And if I'm Lalou, look at where Jairo's positioned. I'm taking a chance at the rebote, a shot off the rebote here. He's way to the inside and always does when his team is down.
Rebote for Jairo on the forehand. Lalou has it on the backhand. Powerful backhand. Stopped by Manu. Rebote for Lalou. Makes a save. Jairo attacks. Has it on the forehand. Big right side by Jairo. Rebote for Lalou. Back to the inside on the bounce. Manu is there. Another rebote for Lalou. Manu advances, takes it in the air, backhand from the 7. Rebote midcourt. Lalou's there to the feet of Manu. He scoops it up on the left side.
What a catch.
Nicholas on the backhand, powerfully thrown. Rebote for Jairo. Saved on the forehand. Caught by Lalou.
Oh, he went for
Shot
it.
by Lalou.
Got it.
Will score for the win.
Oh.
Point, set, and a hard-fought match for Lalou and Nicholas with the Fireballs, taking it 6-4 in the 3rd set.
What a win for the Fireballs. 6-4 in the 3rd set. They win the final 2 sets to take the match here. Their 4th win of the day, which means they will pick up a full point and get themselves into a tie for 1st place in our standings. He went for it, Stu. Absolutely the right call. You see the 2nd bounce. Jairo all he can to get up there, but just a bit short. 6-3, 6-4, Lalou and Nicholas close out the day in favor of the Fireballs. 1 match left, though, Division 6. CRB and Stan will take on Jedden and Bradley. Bradley on the move, breaking. He got there. Blast the forehand. Everybody out of the way, and Nicholas got hit.
O'Sherry up in the front court towards the inside. What a scoop
What an
by
amazing
Douglas.
catch.
O'Sherry picks it up in the front court, whips it inside. Another one. Game day score reflecting that fourth win by the Fireballs. Lalu and Nicholas improving to 4-2. After that win, Jairo and Manu dropped to 1-3. We will hear from Lalu and Nicholas here in just a few moments. See the Division 6 practice ongoing there. Some valuable, a valuable match in terms of a tiebreaker. I mean, if we have a four-way tie for first place, yeah, this match is going to be a big one to decide. We'll get back to that because we hear Lalu and Nicholas are ready to go. Let's hear from them over in the cage. Congratulations, guys. What a big win, taking down Jairo and Manu. You played them a couple weeks ago. They got the better of you. What was the difference today, Nicholas, that got you guys the win?
I don't know. I think Lalo today play amazing with the good air robot. And I don't know. And focus, I don't know. I think the team play very good today, and that's it.
Awesome, Nicholas. Well, you got the win already. One match left, so you can make it a 5-1 day. Great playing, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
One more to make it official. Sixth and final match, Division 6. CRB and Stan will take on Jedden and Bradley. Well, Stu, we didn't get the game day on the line here in Division 6, but still, to close out the day, will be a fun one. Jedden and Bradley, top record in this group. They're 3-1 so far. CRB and Stan, a little bit of a struggle for them. Starting to turn the corner a bit. That team just 1-3.
Always fun to see CRB on the court with Jedden. Always.
I'm going to add some. Yeah, I'm going to add some of the match results in here so we could get a clearer look at the tiebreaker before we close out the day, Stu. Match 6, ready to go here. CRB and Stan will have the serve.
We're ready to begin our sixth and final match on the game day. CRB will have the serve for the Fireballs. CRB serves. Jedden picks it. Sends it back to pass. Rapote for CRB. Bradley on the catch. Big forehand. Rapote on the high bounce. CRB follows it. Makes the play to the inside. Bradley's there. Stan from the 10 line. Backhand. 2-pass. Jedden on the Rapote. Stan calls for it. He's out on the wood. Bradley's there. Rapote's save is missed. First point of this match goes to Jedden and Bradley of the Cyclones. More kinetic movement in this game than most of the others.
Than really we've ever seen. You know, in this match, look at this. Big right side there from Bradley. CRB's got to be prepared for some of these Rapotes, but tight to the sidewall like that, very low percentage.
Stan makes the catch. Here's the backhand. Bradley with the reach. Rapote for Jedden. Jedden saves Rapote. CRB on the right side. Cortada in the pad, and the pad is bad. The second point for Jedden and Bradley. Jedden serves.
Again, under a bit of pressure to throw something and create some offense for this Fireballs team. I mean, that's really been where they've struggled this year. Defensively, they've been okay, but it's just how do they put points up on the board? They don't have a ton of power between these two players, so just relying on the catching hasn't worked out too well. Like the fact that CRB switching it up, but just got to land that.
Rapote forehand. by CRB. Jedden takes it on the bounce. Rebote left side by CRB. Jedden's got it in the air. Mid-court, there's the backhand. Great catch by Stan at the 10 line. That ball's tipped up high. That's a point for CRB and Stan of the Fireballs. CRB's got the serve. Again, Stan's been continuing with this really good catching.
And look, he's raised his catch rate over 5% in the last 2 weeks, so you know that he's starting to figure it out back here. And Stan is the newest player to battle court, too, in this league. So, again, if anyone's going to be a little bit more of a learning curve, expect it for Stan. But, again, turning the corner today and showing a lot of good stuff.
Powerful, powerful backhand by Bragley. A hooked rebote by CRB. A third point for Jedden and Bragley of the Cyclones. Jedden serves.
You said it right, Stu. Hook that rebote. Typically, when you hook the rebote, it comes out more to the right and lower than you would want, and saw that one ultimately ended in the pad.
CRB picks the serve, throws. The Cortada to score. 2 points for CRB and Stan. CRB serves. We made up for it there.
Yeah, absolutely. Picks a serve and then goes right to it. Softer touch, forced Jedden to get up there before the second bounce, and that's a very long run.
Bragley on the catch, powerful forehand. CRB, rebote, that kicks up.
This is going to be inside. Yep. Oh, goodness.
A third point for CRB and Stan. 3-3, CRB serves.
And CRB just smiling as he makes his way back to the service box. I don't know if he saw that Cortada rebote attempt by Bradley, and I think it's a good thing he didn't. Oh, man. Split him up, too. Jedden was in the line of fire, but he's safe.
Powerful forehand. Caught by Stan. Stan to the inside. Bragley, fine catch on the side wall. CRB on the rebote, back to the inside. CRB makes a save. Jedden from the forehand. Cortada, caught by CRB. Cortada, caught by Bragley. Rebote by CRB, stays to the inside.
Yeah,
that will score. A fourth point for CRB and Stan. CRB serves.
Yeah, Bradley's got all that power on both sides, really, but doesn't need to utilize it to the fullest. I mean, that example there, he overthrew it, gives CRB the rebote, and on the next throw, CRB puts a point on the board for his team. Rather drop it in the corner, try to get a chick-jack or chula, then blast it and let a rebote be played.
Stan on the catch. Here's the backhand.
Yeah, cleared.
Rebote forehand. Well played by Jedden. Here's Stan. Bragley with another fine catch on the left side. Rebote to CRB. 2-all by CRB. Stopped by Jedden on the wood. Cortada. Stopped by CRB. CRB passes. This ball hits the back wall. Bragley with a hook ball. That's a fifth point for CRB and Stan. Of the fireball, CRB serves.
Yeah, and Jedden hasn't converted a couple of these shots, but it's not just that. He's a little out of position, too, leaving Bradley exposed either to save a rebote or make a very difficult catch. It's just kind of leaving him on an island more than he would like, and it's been quite the run for the Fireballs. I think 5 straight to get back in it.
Jedden picks the serve.
Oh,
Outside
CRB
placement, stopped by CRB. CRB's 2-all scores. Point and set for CRB and Stan. 2 minutes go on the board. We'll come back out, play our next set.
Read him like the insert your favorite scripture here, huh? That was a perfect read by CRB and the 2-all to boot. Beautifully done. 4-1 day for the Fireballs, and they took the first set here in match number 6. Not often you see That one in the column with the Cyclones, too. I mean, even going back to last season, this was one of the best teams in the history of Battle Court. I mean, they put up 10 points in the regular season. I mean, looking at their game day losses, I mean, a 2-match loss to the Devils, 2 matches they won in a loss to the Renegades last year, and 2 matches in a loss to the Fireballs. Those were their only few last season, and none of them were 5-1. So we are entering uncharted territory if CRB and Stan can't close out this second set.
CRB definitely having some difficulty during the first part of that set, but definitely turned it around.
So we'll give you a look here. If the Fireballs win this match, they took the first set here. Looking at the standings, see how that would impact the tiebreaker. I don't know, can we pull up the standings here for a second? It might be easier for you guys to follow along instead of me just reading it on this sheet of paper. So you see the Cyclones and Chargers tied. Both of those teams, the Cyclones and Chargers, would have 8 game days left. The Fireballs and Warriors have 7 game days left. So still a game in hand for the Cyclones and Chargers. The tiebreaker between the Warriors and Fireballs right now would go to the Warriors, even with a win by CRB and Stan. So the Warriors are going to be locked into 3rd place regardless of how this match ends. Remember, the Fireballs suffered a couple of 5-1 losses early in the year. I think one of them was to these Cyclones. Yeah, 5-1 the first game day they played, and 5-1 the second game day they played too. So this makes it even more unpredictable and surprising, really. I mean, coming into today, 10 of the 12 matches that these two teams have played were won by the Cyclones. And today, for the Fireballs to have this type of reversal, got to give them a lot of credit. The 2 matches flipped in their favor early on, and they just haven't looked back. Second set about ready to begin here. Will be Jen and Bradley with control to serve. Haven't seen that Jen and Bradley team look, as lost as they were in set number 1. Kind of got Bradley uncomfortable in the back corner, moving him around a little bit, forcing him to rebote. We saw a couple of misses with that throw. So it's really well done by CRB and Stan.
Fault, underserve. Second set begins with an underserve. Second serve must be good. Here's the catch by Stan, backhand. Passing to the back wall, Jedden for the rebote on the forehand.
Oh,
Stan reaches overhead, makes the catch. Jedden on the left side, backhand. Well played to the inside. Big right side by Bradley. Stands there at the back wall. Bradley with a reach, makes the catch. Jedden will stop this on the forehand. Fine catch. Stan from the left side. Backhand, powerfully thrown. Robote coming out to the inside. Jedden's there.
Oh, my.
Stan pulled that from the side wall beautifully. He'll pass it to the back wall. Jedden for the rebote. He makes the save. Rebote again by Jedden. Stan, reaching out with one hand, cannot make the play. First point, second set. Goes to Jedden and Bradley of the Cyclones.
Just trying to outlast these Fireballs here in a long rally. CRB was so aggressive in set number 1. Yeah, it could work out point to point, but CRB steps in and plays that same way again. Cyclones are going to need some type of response.
Fault, underserve. Second serve must be good. Stan advances to make the catch. Here's the backhand. Forehand bote by Jedden. Well played. Stan sends it back again. Bradley, fine catch on the left side. Rebote, that rebound off the back wall, played on the forehand of Jedden. Beautiful scoop by Stan. Bradley, off the wall, makes the play. Jedden falls out to the outside, came out of his cesta. We're tied up 1-1 in the second set. CRB serves for the Fireballs.
You got safety first on those balls that are dropping close to the boundary, and it looked like that one would have landed in. Either way, I mean, Jedden makes that catch. He's got a great opportunity to kill it. Just make the play. I mean, untimely drop again and ties it up.
Bragley powerfully from the backhand, ball to the outside.
Yep.
CRB going for the 2-wall.
Yeah.
That scores. 2 points for CRB and Stan. Of the Fireball, CRB serves.
Well, that's what I was alluding to a little bit earlier with the power from Bradley. I mean, he throws every ball like 100%, you know, maybe just 85 on a lot of these. So the rebote comes out, leaves Jedden vulnerable to his shot, and CRB converts. And then an ace.
That's going to be an ace for CRB. 3 points for CRB and Stan of the Fireballs. CRB's got the serve.
Got to get that serve to Bradley's forehand, kick it off the side wall. It's all about timing with that type of catch, and after a few misses, he's got this one.
Powerful backhand by Bragley. CRB to the outside. Jedden's there. He makes a great catch. Rebote saved by CRB. Jedden attacks, has it on the forehand, sends it back to pass. Stopped by Stan at the 9 line. Bragley in the play. Stan again from deep in the backcourt. Bragley on the forehand. Great catch, hard throw. Up the middle, Stan's there.
That's a really good throw.
What a catch by Bragley. Beautifully played. Rebote. Forehand by Jedden. CRB cannot hold on. 2 points for Jedden and Bragley. Jedden serves.
I'll tell you, Stan put that ball exactly where he wanted, and Bradley took it right off the side wall. That was a big swing in this match. Look at this one. It's kicking up. It's crossing high. And, again, the length helps, certainly. And the height and the arm length makes that catch easier. Could have been a 3-point lead. Instead, just a 1-point deficit now.
Fault, underserve. Second serve must be good. Here's the backhand by Stan. Passes to the back wall. Rebote for Jedden. Jedden passes. With the forehand Rebote. CRB's out there. Right side Rebote. Jedden's got it. Bragley on the right side. He comes over the top. Big bounce stopped by CRB. Low and hard to the inside. Jedden's on it. Backhand by Jedden goes wall to wall. CRB, forehand. Scoop by Stan.
All day, Stan's been on.
Ball tipped in the front court. 3-3, Jedden serves.
Look, you love the effort there by CRB going for the ball, but again, it's one of those, you don't need to be a hero. I mean, what are you going to do with that ball if you catch it up there in the front court? Let it pass to Stan, who's had his best day of the year, and keep the rally going.
Ball underserve. Second serve must be good. Powerful backhand by Stan. Bragley on the catch.
Yeah, a little more control on the backhand there. Just didn't throw it as hard as he could.
Jedden from the forehand. To the corner. Bragley, beautiful catch overhead. Rotate for Jedden. Forehand rotate by Jedden. Throwing the sidearm. Stan picks it up in the backcourt. Rotate forehand to the inside, crossing the wall. What a scoop by Stan. Another rebote for Jedden to the outside. He makes the save. Tough one. Rebote dying and scoring. A 4th point for Jedden and Bragley of the Cyclones. Jedden serves.
On a high lofting rebote like that, once it touches the floor before the back wall, you know there's not going to be a lot on the rebote. You got to catch that ball in the air when possible or try to scoop it up like that. I mean, that was incredible. Again, a little indecision here. It's floating into the corner. Stan could have moved up on it. Elects to wait for the rebote, and it's just not there. And even if it is there, not where you think it might be dropping at first.
See Jedden there retying his cesta. Scores 4-3 here in the second set. CRB picks a serve. Cortada scores. 4-4 is the score. CRB serves for the Fireballs.
Picks the serve right to his forehand and soft touch on this Cortada. You see how Jedden got in there?
Yeah. Couldn't make the catch.
A little close to the hand. Ball tends to pop out of the basket when you catch it deep like that.
Fault under serve. Bragley on the catch. Forehand mid-wall. Stan stops it on the bounce. Bragley mid-court makes a fine catch. Ball tipped on the left side of Jedden. That is 5 points for CRB and Stan of the Fireballs. This is possible set, possible match point.
I like the adjustment that Bradley made with some of those forehands, going high, crossing the wall, bouncing it in front of Stan, but Stan just made 2 great catches to keep him in that point. Now a chance to win the day, 5-1 for the Fireballs.
Stan with a fine catch on the right side. Over the top, big bounce. Bragley is there. Stan overhead. Here's the backhand. Powerfully thrown. Jedden looking for the rebote mid-court. On the move, makes the save. Powerful backhand by Jedden. Rebote for CRB. Mid-court placement, big bounce. Brought down by Bragley. Bragley with another excellent catch. Good control on this forehand. Stan advances to take it in the air. Jedden looking for the rebote coming right up the middle. Stan takes it on the bounce. CRB makes the catch. Cortada stopped by Jedden. Ball tipped in the backcourt. We're at 5-5 in the second set. So it is still match point for the Fireballs, CRB and Stan. Possible set point for Jedden and Bragley.
Look, the Fireballs set up that point so well. Just like to see a little bit more from CRB on that Cortada. I mean, he's up at the underserve line. He's got it on the forehand, and Jedden catches that one pretty comfortably and gets the point 2 throws later.
Powerful backhand. Rebote coming to the inside. Jedden on the move. Missed the rebote. That is a point, set, and match for CRB and Stan, taking it in straight sets. 6-3, 6-5.
And the Fireballs take down the Cyclones 5-1. We're going to hear from CRB and Stan in just a few moments.
Real money games are live in Florida. Real money games are live in Florida!
Real money games are live in Florida.
Real money games are live in Florida!
Real money games powered by Pass Motor Racing are now live in Florida, only on Hard Rock Bet. All you need is $1 to start. Win money your first 24 hours or get a games bonus back up to $100.
Real money games!
Game day score 5-1. The Fireballs take down the Cyclones. I'm joined over in the cage by our winners here, CRB and Stan. Congratulations, guys, flipping that result against Jen and Bradley. Played that team this season earlier. What was the key tonight to get it done?
I think we had the same strategies before. We're just more confident. We've played together more often now. We won our last game together, and we just want to stay hot at this point.
Yeah, speaking of confidence, Stan, I mean, tremendous catching for you today in your first match and the bookend there in the end. What was the key for you playing arguably the best game day of the season?
Just the grit and the will and just wanting to make the difference. I wanted to win with him. I wanted to win with Lalu, and just going out there trying to make less mistakes than the opponent. But it's all in the head. It's all in the head and the motivation and just wanting to win.
Awesome, guys. What a big win for you. 5-1 to take down the top team, and now you guys are in a tie for first place. Congrats. Let's take a look at those standings here before we depart, and there they are, Fireballs in that four-way tie for first place. But again, the Warriors do own the tiebreaker over the Fireballs, and the Cyclones and Chargers have an extra game day to play compared to those other two teams. That's going to do it for us tonight. What a great game day it was. We'll be back tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern time, to do it all again. We'll see you then, folks.